Daytona International Speedway, one of the most iconic motorsport venues in the United States. It has hosted, amongst other things, the 500 and, of course, its very own 24-hour race. Those events, however, they're traditional curtain raisers, perfect starts to a season under the Floridian sun. However, tonight is different. Tonight is the culmination of 8 months of toil, tantrums, hard work, and jubilation. Tonight is the finale of the 2016 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Hello everybody and welcome to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you as we have been all season. Adam, I'll bring you in first, my friend. Wojciech Suridovic, he leads the championship by 128 points over David Baker, and it's these two men who are the main contenders to each win their second title tonight.
Yeah, we're going to be really focusing on these two throughout the course of the evening. Of course, there are still 7 drivers that can win the BSR TC this season. 438 points are on offer going into these final 4 races of the season, and all the way down to Stalin Chapelewski in 7th. There are 402 points between Suridovic at the top and Chapelewski in 7th. So it's still all to play for. It's still all to play for in the Pro-Am Teams Championship as well. Matt Bunn and Paul Smith 119 points apart, and then only 4 points back to Roy Verke in 3rd place. So that is going to go all the way to the end of the season as well. So plenty for us to keep an eye on over the next 4 races in just over 2 hours or so.
Yeah, we're also going to have the help of your own Kaiser in the commentary box as well, in order to lend his expert eye to proceedings and point out exactly who's doing what in terms of the points. Now, Alex Simpson, of course, on cameras tonight, iRacing World Championship driver. And Alex, we started in March, it's now November. What a long season it's been, but it's been a great season.
It has been a great season. 2 years in a row now we've done this. A little bit shorter this year. Doesn't feel like it though with the Winter Series, so it's been full on. A lot smoother for us, I think, in the commentary box, and getting everything produced for TV now that we're up to speed and know what we're doing. So yeah. I have to say, we've had, actually this series has been the first one, isn't it, that we've had every single race has made it onto TV as well. So quite an accomplishment there, and yeah, great to see that we've expanded our reach with other channels as well. So yeah, as far as the racing goes, been a hell of a season. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We've had some highs, we've had some lows. We've had some absolutely amazing overtakes and some damn right shocking dive bombs and things like that as well. But it's what the BSR TC is all about.
Well, that's it. It wouldn't quite be the same without all that craziness to go with the sublime racing that we see as well on a weekly basis. Adam, Daytona International Speedway, it is, for want of a better word, it is a roval. It's a road course based around an oval track, of course. We're not going to have, surely, the excitement of 2015, or are we?
Can't rule it out, can we? Race 1, we had a 0.000 dead heat finish in race 1 between the man who's currently sitting on pole position and, of course, championship leader Wojciech Suridovic and Sebastian Jobe. And then we had, of course, under the lights in race 4, we had positions changing left, right and centre, the championship order changing left, right and centre during the entire of that 4th race. And then, just to cap it all off, we had the top 2 in the championship have a collision with, of course, the help of Mr. Ash Sutton, who's in the field today, going into that final chicane on the final lap. And also what gave Sebastian Jobe his first and at the moment only BSR TC title. We could see that all the same here. Suridovic probably would have to get a DNF for the points to close up that much going into the final race of the season. We'll see if that can happen, and we'll see what happens over the 4 races.
Alex, this road course is it's quite a good one, really, isn't it, for one that's basically merged with the famous Daytona International Oval Speedway, of course. What are the challenges of this particular circuit?
Yeah, this is a great course, and no wonder why they run the Daytona 24-hour sort of event here, just because it does make for some great racing. And I think that's where the challenge lies, because obviously the oval section is, as we know, very, very quick, and a lot of drafting is going to be done tonight. We're going to see a lot of overtakes happen here, I'm pretty sure. So the guys are going to set the car up pretty loose, very minimal downforce on there. So in the twisty section, it's going to be a bit more tricky to drive. But I think the guys know these car know this car well after a good few years in it, and I think they'll just enjoy the fact that it is a little bit on edge around here. So, but yeah, fantastic circuit, and what a great venue for our final. Just the nature of the track means that we're going to have some absolutely ridiculously close finishes tonight.
Adam, you can take us through the grid in a moment, but Wojciech Swidovic on pole position, he'll be wanting to not do what Julian Janowski did in the final round of 2015.
Yeah, thankfully for Swidovic this time, we've got the slightly sunny conditions in the late afternoon sunshine here. Or is it early morning sunshine?
Morning sunshine, isn't it?
Early morning, yeah, of course, it's starting in the morning here at Daytona. We'll be ending, though, under the lights. Thankfully, we'll have a bit more tyre temperature, I think, for the start here. So Swidovic won't hopefully replicate the terrible situation that Janowski found himself in after starting on pole position last season. We're running through the starting
grid. But he did end up down the pit lane, in case anyone was wondering.
Here's the starting grid then. Wojciech Swidovic, championship leader, starts on pole position. Jamie Rushworth won race 4 here last season, and in his final race meeting in the BSR TC starts on second place. Sorry, Jamie. David Baker starts in third. Second in the championship. George Simmons, fantastic qualifying in 4th. Another Jamie to be bowing out of the BSR TC this season. Jamie Fluke will be starting in 5th, with Michael Hall in 6th. Diogo Melro, Club Series champion, in 7th. Ross Balfour 8th. Michael Schalbach 9th. And Dan Craft in 10th. Andy Scheel managed to improve his practice time by a good 11 places. He starts in 11th, with Colin Cunniff starting in 12th. Matt Bunn, Pro-Am Series leader, in 13th. Stanislav Shepelevsky in 14th, leading the regular season for so long. The showdown just hasn't worked out for him. Alex Smolensky in 15th. Andreas Katz, who was second in the championship and could have won it last season, starting in 16th. Ash Sutton starting in 17th, with Pete Harrod 18th, Ben Hackerson 19th, and Paul Smith, got it all to do in the Pro-Am Championship, starts in 20th. Richard Gore 21st, 22nd is Kip Stevens, 23rd Andrew Whitehead, 24th John Roberts, 25th Nick McCarron, 26th Liam Atkins, 27th Dan Blake, 28th Stuart Atkinson, 29th Scott Malcolm, 30th Michael Blake, 31st Max Wright, 32nd Roy Ververke, and a car that didn't set a time in qualifying due to penalties, Pete Newman, Simon Field, Rob Graham, Lee Berridge, and Craig Evans.
Thanks, Adam. And it's good to see most of the front of the field, front of the championship in all the respective categories, actually, haven't really been affected by any penalties. Alex, the pace car is out, so that means only one thing, of course, a rolling start. It's probably quite sensible having that here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think the starts, the way they work here with such high banking, is the cars almost slip down the grid as you start to get going. So could have been it could have been very interesting if they'd have gone for the traditional stand-in start. But I think the guys will be interested to see what the guys do. Are they going to back that pack up and wait for the green light, or are they just going to go straight away as soon as the pace car ducks into the pit lane? So we've seen it in the past with restarts and things like that. That you can really check up the field and can cause mayhem. So a rolling start's not a done deal for a clean start. That's for sure.
But Alex, I know from your point of view, mate, having started many oval races even from the front row, that Wojciech Swidovic in the perfect position.
That's it. Yeah, he controls it really. He goes when he wants to go. So as long as he doesn't get caught napping himself and go when after the green's gone, because everybody else will just fly by. So, but yeah, he's got absolutely the best position. So only a little short run to turn 1 as well. So I see no reason why he shouldn't at least make it into turn 1 first.
Now it's quite severely backing off the pace car here, so it's going to be a more, what's the traditional road course feel to this rolling start. Any moment now, the Ford Mustang pace car is going to pull into pit road, and the finale of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship will commence. Pace car is in. The drivers are ready. And the green flag flies for the final time in 2016.
Baker wasting no time up the inside of Rushworth into second place, going into turn 1. That's what he needed to do. And Baker through into second place, Rushworth down to third.
Jamie Rushworth retiring at the end of the season from the BSR TC. We'll believe that when we see it. But Wojciech Swidovic, great start. Exactly the perfect getaway for the Polish driver who lives in Dublin, Ireland.
Melro and Kraft already creating some side-by-side action, going through the fast left-hander, the kink in towards the second of the hairpins. Kraft will go back up the inside. Melro still there, a little bit of contact from the right front and to the left rear, and this is going to allow number 39, Michael Shellback, to get into the mix.
It is indeed. Just look at the AM category competitors then. Matt Bunn is in 13th place. He's made quite a good start. His teammate Paul Smith just a few places behind him. He was 20th. I think he's up to about 18th now, so he'll be looking to get a good clean opening race under his belt. But both of them are looking, Alex, to finish these 4 races, make sure that there's no mistakes, especially Matt Bunn with that quite sizable advantage.
Yeah, that is Bunn's main thing really. 4 finishes, I think, will pretty much guarantee him the result, as long as he's not like last in every single one of them, of course. But yeah, so fair bit of respect between him and his teammate Paul out there as well. So I don't think there's going to be anything crazy go on. Both drivers will just be happy to get 1 and 2, and what happens kind of thing on the racetrack. Could still go any way though.
Now for the first time we'll see the effects of the slipstream as we go through this long back section then. Through the tri-oval then for the first time. Into turn 1. Oh, Baker was very late on the brakes, almost ran to the back of Wojciech Savidovic, and that, Adam, is where we're going to see some moves definitely made into turn 1 because of that long run coming out of the bus stop chicane through the oval turns 3 and 4 and onto the banking.
You can't escape here at Daytona, and that's what makes it great about the racing here. You can break away by about 3/4 of a second, up to a second, and have it all shrunk back to 0 by the time you get to turn 1, and that's what has happened to Savidovic there. He had a relatively comfortable lead, and now Baker's right on the back of him. Ross Balfour hits Michael Hall, and Michael Hall goes for a half spin, manages to correct the car, of course, and Balfour and Kraft through 2 friction racing cars, and it looks like that Michael Hall's teammate, the racer with CQR driver Ash Sutton, might find a way through as well.
Might be the final meeting. No punches pulled there between those two. Sutton qualified in quite a poor 17th place really for him, and he'll be looking to make his way through the field. Alex,
I was talking to the guys actually off air as we look at Baker close in again. They reckon the slipstream was worth somewhere along the lines of 0.6 to 1 second per lap. So the qualifying really was all about who got the best draft, I think, out there.
and maybe potentially you've got to think Sutton might have been leading some of the race hub team around.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And maybe
he's done
that's
that a few
where
times actually, hasn't he, this season? So
because unselfishly, he's not winning. He won't win the championship, obviously, at Sutton.
We lost Simon Field as well. Guys,
here comes Baker,
currently
Alex.
showing in 3rd place for some reason, but yeah, Field out unfortunately.
David Baker alongside Savidovic, Adam.
Yeah, he did it all on his own, Simon Field. But yeah, here comes Baker. Photo finish at the line. Who led that lap? It was David Baker by 8 thousandths, but Savidovic is going to come back up the inside into the first corner. Baker will try and hold it out around the outside. Simmons and Fluke going at it in the background. That is Simmons just holding off the BSRTC Winter Series champion from just under a year ago.
Yeah, indeed, the last short season that we had. And he's a legitimate BSRTC champion, Jamie Fluke, but this will be his final meeting. As we said it would be for Jamie Rushworth. We already had the last meeting from Steve Hefford last week.
He's vanished.
So a lot of these veterans, Sutton's vanished, hasn't he?
He's still there, but he's not going down the order, but I think he might have a few connection issues, I don't know, but
it's a big old connection issue. He hasn't appeared again so far. One has won a race in the British Touring Car Championship. Well, he won't be winning this one, I don't think.
Yeah, he's gone. But yeah, we were watching him go through the order, but not anymore.
What, Alex? If you were driving at the front of this race here, would you even try to break away, or would you just drive sort of within yourself?
I think it's going to be very difficult to do that. So yeah, I would just drive to make sure I don't make any mistake. At least give the guys something to do. You don't want to just gift wrap them the position. So. It looks like Wojciech's focusing on getting a good exit out of this chicane, always about sort of 0.4 of a second back, so it's not a slam dunk for Baker to get by into turn 1. He's able to defend the inside, so he's going to make him overtake him. He's not going to give it to him, even though he has got that healthy lead. But yeah, I
But
don't
he
think there's
hasn't
anything
managed.
he can do to break away here.
But, you know, Baker hasn't managed to really have a meaningful attempt into turn 1 yet. So we'll see if he can do so this time. Look at Jamie Fluke going to the really wide line, trying to get a better angle into turns 1 and 2. And look at that, he was very late on the brakes.
Yeah, Simmons nearly running into the back of Rushworth, and Fluke might be under pressure now from Ross Balfour. Balfour looks like he's got the inside through the kink, but the inside will go back in Jamie Fluke's favour going into the first of the hairpins here on the road course section.
Yeah, and 2 Irish drivers there. Very up close and personal. And the man who's in 3rd place in the championship, Daniel Kraft, 208 points behind. Really the last man with any sort of realistic chance of victory in the 2016 season. He's in 7th place overall. He started 10. He's making his way up through the field. We have 4 races tonight, all of 9 laps in length. We're on lap 4 here at Daytona International Speedway in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you for the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. And it looks like the front 2 starting to detach themselves slightly.
The run that Baker gets through NASCAR turn 2. Probably going to hold back going into the bus stop chicane. Savinovich moving across to take the typical racing line. That's where we saw, of course, Sutton throw it up the inside last season. Through the bus stop chicane we go. Rushworth closes right up to the back of them again. This slipstream, it's definitely proving its worth. Just as Alex was saying, 0.6 of a second up to a second. It can benefit you.
Matt Bunn under a little bit of pressure, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, as Shellback's going by as well. But Cheppy lining up Matt Bunn. Matt Bunn couldn't quite hold on to the pack. You've got a top sort of 10 breakaway, and it's led by Matt and Pete Harrod behind him. With Stellian sort of separating them at the moment. They're going to go 3 wide, are they? They were thinking about it.
Just 2 at the moment over the stripe again for the 4th time. And Bunn on the inside of Stellian Chepelevsky. Chepelevsky trying the long way around, not working. And actually, Adam, that's sort of a surprise in race 1 because we've been seeing a lot of outside moves working. It's the later rounds where we've seen the problems when all the marbles start to develop, but not this time. I wonder if that's going to set the tone for the remaining rounds.
It's so hard to get the car stopped around there. I was testing it at the circuit the other day, and it's so hard to get it stopped. You're such a high speed, and you're turning left at the same time, trying to get it stopped going into the corner. And Stellian Chepelevsky trying to get it done on Matt Bunn, but he's in a bit of a tough situation at the moment. He's got Matt Bunn's teammate in Pete Harrod right behind him, and then he's got the rest of the pack in Paul Smith. He's got Colin Cunniff as well. So Chepelevsky in a bit of tricky spots here, but we'll see if he can try and get that 11th place. He's already gained 2 spots so far in this race.
And Roy Vivek is the other man who really has a realistic chance of winning the AM category in 3rd place. He's in 32nd place in the race, qualified in 32nd place. The other one is Andrew Whitehead, 215 points behind. He's going to have a job on because he's only 24th at the moment. So, yeah, a lot of... quite a few people can win titles. Oh, Chepelevsky goes round the outside to the bus stop. That's a good move and puts Bunn under pressure from his teammate Pete Harrod. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether Harrod decides not to attack his teammate, but he may have to soon because he's coming under pressure from Colin Cunniff.
Yeah, Cunliffe was right there a few laps ago as well. I had a little mistake and dropped down 3 or 4 places, so he's just trying to fight back. Leaders are very, very close once again, just a 1/10 of a second separating those as they come to start another lap.
This whole pack, Alex, is closed in as Fluke again tries that extreme outside line to try and get past Simmons. Oh, and he can't quite do it. It's just, Adam, like you said, it's just the understeer you get through that. I suppose effectively it's turn 2. Really does stop and scupper any overtaking attempts as Simmons tried to go around the outside of Jamie Rushworth, but that didn't work. So not making any progress there. Simmons started in 4th place.
Great to see, though. We've got a train of about 9 cars all the way back to Michael Shellback, all nose to tail. The gap between them at the line was 2 seconds, so very close there at the moment, and I think it's all going to get very exciting in the final 3.5 laps we've got in this opening race of the day. There's a change of position between Colin Cunniff and Paul Smith. I think that was Cunniff getting past Paul Smith earlier on in the lap. And there's a whole lot of battles going further back. Kip Stevens up the inside of Ben Hackerson, going into the left-hander, going back onto the banking. Sim Racer versus Booster Motorsports. So some battles going on outside the top 15.
Yeah, and just a quick note back inside the top 15 again as we watch this battle between Stevens and Hackerson, is that Diogo Melro is actually slightly catching the front group, and hang on, Bun and Harrod and Chepelevsky were all side by side again. Oh, and Chepelevsky may have made contact with Bun, and this is not what Bun wants. He does not want to be racing this closely with Chepelevsky, because if he comes to grief here, that could be a massive dent in his AM Championship lead.
Very close there, going for the bus stop chicanes. Chepelevsky will try again because he's got the extra slipstream. Pete Harrod might try and go with him here. He got to run off NASCAR turn 4, moves to the outside. Is Pete Harrod going to go with him? He is. Paul Smith's going to try and scoop up that inside vacant space. Over the line we go. Cheppy had the position there at the line, up to 11th for now, and now on the brakes.
And Harrod managed to box in Cunniff, so that was quite clever driving if that was intentional. Which Cunniff's probably not going to appreciate. Oh, I think there's a bit of contact between Gore. It was either Gore and Newman or Gore and the wall. I don't know if you saw that, Alex.
No, I missed that, I have to say.
And Chepelevsky on the inside of Bun. Here comes Smith as well. Cheppy's touching the brakes here. I don't know if he's just flashing the lights. It could have been. But either way, I'm sure Matt Bun knows he's there.
Harrod's still under pressure from Cunniff.
Yeah, and everything's really closed up together. Diogo Melro has now got to the back of that front group. Great racing in the AM category and in the main category as well. And Savinovic has a nice advantage here. It's probably going to be, some of it's probably going to be whittled away once again, but manages to pull away, Alex, in that middle sector.
Yeah, always quick through there. And like you say, back to 10 cars in that battle. Can I just say the second pack as well? You don't really want to be Matt Bum, 5.1 gap to the leaders now. But that train behind him goes all the way down to 25th place. You know, so can't afford to make a mistake because that's a serious amount of positions he could lose. So pressure mounting in race 1 for Matt Bum with just 2 and a bit laps to go.
Pepe's going up the racetrack now, Adam, and he's taking Paul Smith with him. Smith's going to give him a bump draft then.
This could be interesting as we come across the line.
Is Harrod going to bump draft Matt Bun? Oh, and they could be 3 wide. They could be 4 wide. Chepelevsky was almost out of control. And that's exactly
across the line. It would be Matt Bun that would have there if that was a checkered flag. Cunniff's going to try and go around the outside of all of them into turn 2. Oh no!
Oh, contact between Cunniff and Chepelevsky. Bun survives. Smith survives, but who's in the middle of that group? That's Alexander Smolensky. Oh, and there's a boosted motorsport car over the grass in the background. I think that was John Roberts. No, it wasn't. It was Ben Hackerson.
Number 2 hit again. That was Andreas Katz. He's in the mix as well. Richard Gore's going to go around the outside of him. That will be Gore's 4th position gains during this race. Paul Smith had a great race in terms of position gains. 7 for him. Pete Newman 14 as well. So those are some of the big movers during this race.
Well, this could really be the race that gives Matt Bun one hand on the AM Championship trophy, because he is 119 points ahead. If he can beat Paul Smith again, and the points will reduce, the available points will reduce dramatically, well, his odds go up exponentially.
And it's very close in the lead. Baker's only 1/10 of a second behind going out of NASCAR turn 2. Down the back straight into the bus stop chicane. He's got his teammate Jamie Rushworth acting shotgun in 3rd. We could be getting set for a pretty epic final lap as George Simmons blinks away in the background.
Yeah, he almost had a look there, Baker, into the bus stop. Quite difficult to pass there. Don't remind Andreas Katz of that, but yeah, very difficult to pass there, Alex.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Simmons was the one that was causing the most of the problem through there as well, because he disappeared for the first half of that bus stop there. So really, Fluke a little bit surprised, but they all managed to survive. So racing continues. Baker, he's got to think of something different. Last lap, not had one look. We said there'd be a lot of overtaking here, and really, there's been hardly any.
I think everyone's playing a waiting game. To be fair, they're all waiting for this final lap.
Maybe waiting for the reverse grid. As Vidovic continues to lead. This is the final lap of the race then here at Daytona. David Baker in 2nd, Jamie Rushworth 3rd, 4th George Simmons, 5th Jamie Fluke, 6th Ross Balfour, 7th Daniel Kraft, 8th Michael Shellback, 9th Michael Hall and 10th Diogo Melro. They're all in the same shot, and look at the train at the back as well. Further 6 seconds behind Stelin Chepelevsky, and Matt Bunt and all those guys.
One
Right.
thing that Savinovic knows is that he's pretty confident that David Baker won't run him off the road, and it won't do Baker's championship much good
He might
either.
try.
We've seen it in the past, haven't we? Well, between other...
Savinovic. Now, sorry, Adam, just what he did there, he just bounced across that inside. The bumpy part, couldn't quite get the traction down. This is important for Baker. But Alex, we've seen that Savinovic much stronger out of the bus stop section.
Yeah, 0.3 of a second back coming out of there. So Baker a little bit closer than he has. That might be enough to get the run, to get alongside. And I think we're going to be in for a photo finish here. It's going to be so close. Maybe one of the guys behind Rushworth Simmons, are they going to get involved at all? I'm not sure. I don't know. Everyone just sensible through the bus stop. Melroy trying to pick up a place at the back of the pack.
Savinovic did this last year, Adam. He went to the high line, trying to get the best run off the banking. I'm not sure it's the smartest idea, though, because he was taking the longer route towards the trioval. Then here comes David Baker. Can we have a repeat of 2015? Into the trioval they come. Savinovic has messed it up, has he? Maybe.
It's him. It's Savinovic.
It is Wojciech Savinovic.
6 thousandths. Told you close finishes, and yeah, Savinovic was able to get it done to perfection there, and he takes win number 22, I believe, of the season.
There just wasn't enough drive there for David Baker just at the last second, Alex, really. Look, he was closing in. He'd overlapped Savinovic momentarily, but then it was the point where there was no advantage of the slipstream, there's no advantage of the side draft, and, well, the shorter run on the inside of the banking helped Wojciech Savinovic.
Yeah, great driving. You know, sensible. He just give himself, an extra kilometre an hour, of speed there, and that's what won him it. And, if you think back to what happened with himself and Sebastian last year, exactly the same point, first race of the night, he didn't take that high line, and Job got him by 1/1000th of a second.
Yeah, and, well, he did take the high line, didn't he? But he didn't go... He didn't go quickly enough back to the low line to use that momentum, and he learned from that mistake tonight. He used that, and 6/1000th of a second, Adam. I mean, you can tell how close this league is when that's, I think, only about the 4th closest finish in BSRTC history.
Oh yeah, we've had 3 thousandths of a second. We've had 1 thousandth of a second with
the Silverstone.
Our stat man in the comms box, Jerome Kaiser, and of course we've had a literal dead heat in 0-0-0 last season with Savinovic and Sebastian Job. So 6 thousandths. That's a mile. That's a country mile.
I don't know if he's ready, actually. If I could bring in your own Kaiser for just for a moment or two. Are you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here, mate.
Hi, mate. What did you notice from that race in terms of the points and in terms of anything interesting going on for any of the championship standings?
Well, it was an important race for Woj to finish, because this means that Simmons, Smolensky, Rushworth and Chapelevsky are all mathematically out. So that's down to the final 3 now for the Drivers' Championship. For the teams, it was vital that Sutton disconnected, because he is a full-time driver for Race Up. So it will really hurt them in the first race. And,
all right, and well, obviously, yeah, teams are only allowed 3 nominated drivers for each race, and yeah, and Sutton was looking quite good. Euron actually started in 17th, and he was already up in the top 10.
Yeah, there were a couple of guys that were really making good moves. I saw Pete Newman climbing something like 15 spots. Craig Evans climbed a lot in the early laps. I think he made 11 places in 5 laps. Sutton, Paul Smith, basically all the CQR guys did really good in the first half of the race, and they all climbed 3 or 4 places at least.
Well, and that's and Alex, that's what we've really been saying about CQR for the whole of the second half of the season, really, isn't it? Their resurgence has been excellent, and a bit unlucky, really, with Sutton having these technical issues.
Yeah, I mean, I think every team's had a little bit of that, but yeah, they had a bit of a ropey start, didn't they, to the season? They've really come on strong, and you can see it now in the championship. So, yeah, they wouldn't have wanted that, and see if it makes a difference at the end of the meeting. I still think they've got one hand on that trophy.
Yeah, Alex, Sutton's been signing new sponsors this week. Maybe he needs to sign a new internet provider.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Adam, if you could take us through the final results then, with 5 cars within half a second at the front of the field.
They're running through the finishing order. Then Wojciech Swiderowicz takes the win by 6,000ths of a second. We'll see if we can get closer than that as the evening progresses. David Baker finishing in second place. Third for Jamie Rushworth. So Racer with CQR still getting some good points there, with George Simmons in fourth, Jamie Fluke in fifth, Dan Kraft in sixth place, seventh Ross Balfour, eighth Michael Shellback, ninth Diogo Melro, and 10th Michael Hall. So we did have 1, 2, 3 of the Racer with CQR cars there, but as Jerome was saying, importantly, Ash Sutton not there. Stalin Shepelevsky finishing in 11th, Matt Bunn, highest of the Pro-Ams, finishing in 12th. 13th for Alex Smolensky, Colin Cunniff in 14th, 15th Richard Gore, 16th Pete Newman, 17th was Andreas Katz, 18th Paul Smith, and Smith had gained about seven positions during the race, so he lost a few there in the final few laps of the race. Ben Hackerson 19th and Pete Harrod in 20th, 21st for John Roberts, 22nd Kip Stevens, 23rd for Andrew Whitehead, 24th Stuart Atkinson, Andy Shield started 11th, finished in 25th, Michael Blake in 26th, 27th Craig Evans, 28th Max Wright, 29th Dan Blake, and 30th Liam Atkins. Roy Ververke finishing in 31st, he pretty much can write off his chances of the Pro-Am Championship after that. 32nd Nick McCarron, 33rd Scott Malcolm, Lee Berridge finishing in 34th, Rob Graham 35th, Simon Fields 1 lap down. He had an issue on the opening lap, just went off all on his own, but still got a classified finish, and he will be on pole if we get a full reverse grid, excuse me. And Ash Sutton finishing 7 laps down in 37th. Problems there for the Jack Sears Trophy winner in the BTCC.
Yes, and that's not how he wanted to start his meeting, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure it can get better from him. And I'll tell you what, Alex, if everyone else doesn't provide us with any entertainment in race 2, well, we'll see Ashley Sutton starting from the back. That's always fun.
Always, always an entertaining race when he does that. And this is one of those racetracks that I'm hearing actually is going to be a lot harder to overtake because the guy's actually hitting the rev limiter, and that's what happened with Baker there. He got his nose ahead, hit the rev limiter at the wrong time, car slowed down just a fraction, and that's what gifted it back to Wojciech there. So he did get his nose just ahead at one point, but so that's why they seem to be running out of steam just going into turn 1. So Ash is going to have to do that all on the brakes, isn't he, in this next race if he comes by? And we know he's a driver that can do that, so it's going to be exciting to watch him come through the field.
Because of course there's limited settings on the Kia, isn't there? So having the wing as low as possible, obviously it's going to make you hit the rev limiter early. Of course you want to be doing that, but it's not ideal for photo finishes. Right, Adam, if you could take us through then the contenders for the reverse grid. If you're new, then certain number of drivers will have the chance to get reversed onto pole position for races 2, 3 and 4, and that will be decided by our spinny wheel. So take it away, Adam.
Okay, so first reverse for the evening, we will have 3 during the night. 16 to 25, let's have a look at the drivers that are eligible. Pete Newman, Andreas Katz, Paul Smith, how would he love to be on pole? Ben Hackerson, Pete Harrod, John Roberts, Kip Stevens, Andrew Whitehead, Stuart Atkinson, Andy Shield. And there we have a fall. It will put Simon Field onto pole position. Over to you, Alex, then. Let's get the wheel spinning for the first time tonight.
Here we go then. What are we going to get tonight? Are we going to get just a repeat of what we've had of recent weeks with the fall? We promise you that Ashley hasn't been tweaking it behind the scenes. But here we go then. First time tonight. Where's it going to come? For a minute it didn't spin. It got me worried. Oh, it's close, you know. I don't think it's going to make it. 21st. It's going to be... Oh, it's so close. 21st.
John Roberts, the reigning Pro-Am Series champion, still is on pole position for the second race of the evening. Pete Harrod, 2-time Club Series champion, starts second. John Roberts' teammate in the boosted motorsports outfit, Ben Hackerson, will start third. Paul Smith, a useful opportunity to get some positions back on Matt Bunn. We're starting in 4th, and last season's runner-up in the BSR TC, Andreas Katz, will be starting in 5th.
Yeah, John Roberts' reign as the AM champion will only last for 3 more races, but he's got the chance to put in a good impression and maybe even take the win. We'll see if he can do that after this break when we return to the finale of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here on Apex Racing TV and, of course, iRacing Live. Stick with us.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back everyone to Daytona International Speedway in the United States. Here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, it's the finale of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. And You're with Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, and Alex Simpson, with your own Kaiser, of course, in the commentary box as well. Alex, I'll bring you in first this time, mate. Photo finish 6/1000th of a second, and like I said, not even one of the top 3 finishes in this league's history in terms of how close it was.
No, crazy really when you think about it. But yeah, still a good race, and I think this is going to be much the same. Going to be interesting to see how the guys come through. I say Ash in particular, and of course, you know what's Wodge going to do in this race. He's going to be a little bit more conservative, just let the reverse grid get him back up there for the next race and just protect himself out there, or is he going to go for it? Who knows?
Well, we're now officially down to 3, and I don't think he needs to. I don't know. There's 2 schools of thought, isn't there, Adam? Really, you either go for it and get yourself higher up the grid, where in theory you'll be in less trouble, or you take it easy, take less risks. But sometimes taking less risks can wind up with you being in more danger. So it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, you really got to think about the championship at this stage. You can't really afford to make too many mistakes. Of course, you've got this race, we've got race 3, and of course we've got the championship decider in race 4 all to think about as well. Let's run you through the grid then for the second race of the evening. John Roberts starts on pole position. Second is Pete Harrod. Third, Ben Hackerson. Fourth, Paul Smith. Fifth, Andreas Katz. Sixth, Pete Newman. Seventh, Richard Gore. Eighth, Colin Cunniff. Ninth, Alex Smolensky. And 10th is our Pro-Am Championship leader, Matt Bunn. So Paul Smith has a 6th position head start. Stelin Chepelevsky starts in 11th, 12th Michael Hall, 13th Diogo Melro, Michael Scharbach in 14th, Ross Balfour 15th, Dan Kraft in 16th, one of the 3 championship contenders remaining, 17th Jamie Fluke, 18th George Simmons, 19th Jamie Rushworth, those 2 tied on points, and 20th David Baker, 21st our championship leader and race 1 winner Wojciech Swiderowicz, 22nd Kip Stevens, 23rd is Andrew Whitehead, 24th Stuart Atkinson, 25th Andy Scheel, 26th Michael Blake, 27th Craig Evans, 28th Max Wright, 29th Dan Blake, 30th Liam Atkins, Roy Faverke 31st, Nick McCarron 32nd, Scott Malcolm 33rd, 34th Lee Berridge, 35th Rob Graham, and then the 2 retirees from race 1. We had Simon Field 1 lap down, finishing 36th. And Ash Sutton will be starting at the back of the grid and will definitely be one to watch, starting from 37th.
Yeah, and we've not only lost quite a few competitors from the championship between races 1 and 2, but also Dan Kraft now has to outscore Wojciech Swiderowicz to even have any shot at all. And also, it was Andrew Whitehead who must outscore Matthew Bunn as well. Otherwise, his championship is over. Alex, not an easy task for either, really.
No, both jobs very, very difficult. So, of course, they've got the reverse grid to help them. So, see if they can do it.
Is it fair to say they need a miracle now?
I wouldn't go that far. I think Kraft's still good enough to do that. But yeah,
can he win? He needs to win all the races.
Yeah,
really.
It's going to be tough. You know, I think he needs a DNF from the front guys. You know, we've seen it last week. They come together last week. Look what happened. So, you know, it could happen again.
Well, Dan Kraft will have everything crossed in this race. The second time tonight. We are green flag racing here at Daytona. It's a good start by John Roberts. Hackerson trying to follow it through. Pete Harrod's out of control. Both cars wiggling around Hackerson and Harrod. Hackerson shoves Harrod a bit wide. That might allow Paul Smith to come through here. It's all funneling through in the midfield. You see the championship contenders there as well. Jamie Rushworth and... Sorry, not Jamie Rushworth, David Baker and Wojciech Swiderowicz. So they both started off well and cleanly. That's important. Matthew Bunn also going well. And Paul Smith is in 4th. He's under pressure from Andreas Katz, Adam.
Yeah, and Katz had the position for a moment, but Paul Smith was able to get the position back. Constant changes going throughout the field. Matt Bunn has already gained 2 positions. He's already up to 8 from starting in 10th. Richard Gore might try and take one of those positions back, going through the left-hander into the hairpin. Number 39, Michael Scharbach, trying to get a position off Ross Balfour, going onto the banking. And Jamie Fluke's also side by side with Diogo Melro as well.
Yeah, now it's Pete Harrod who's taking up the charge to Boosted Motorsport then. Boosted Motorsport 1 and 2, CQR Academy 3 and 4, with Alphala Tech in 5th and Simpson Racing in 6th. Excuse me, 2 by 2 in the middle of the pack then, between Jamie Fluke, it was Jamie Fluke, Diogo Melro, Michael Shellback and Ross Balfour. They've sorted it out there. How's Ashley Sutton doing then? Oh, he's just got to slow down.
Yeah, he had gained 14 positions.
And now he's going to lose them all. He'll probably lose them all now. That's a big problem for him.
And he's back in 35th.
He's still ahead of Simon Field though somehow. So I don't know what's happened to Simon Field.
Pit lane
started from the pit lane. Has he got to slow down as well?
Oh, all out of control. And who's in where now? It's Pete Harrod in second place. Who's leading the race? It's Ben Hackerson. Cats through into second. Pete Harrod in third. Paul Smith, the big loser there.
Yeah, Smith. Oh, Smith hits Roberts. Roberts into Newman.
And Paul Smith gains all those positions. He lost back. He's back up to fourth.
And he's done it the hard way.
Or maybe the easy way.
Or maybe the easy way, depending on your point of view. Here comes Andreas Katz. He's having a look at Pete Harrod. Harrod, a Club Series champion. Andreas Katz, a BSRTC champion.
Katz back where he was.
Twice, in fact, Adam.
Up the inside, yep, goes both of them two-time champions.
Oh!
Bit of contact there.
He's right there, Adam. Harrod. Or should I say, it's Katz. He's just hit Pete Harrod. And he did. And they've both survived. So I don't know what's happened there. Here comes Cunniff. And Cunniff's trying to attack John Roberts. I don't know really what happened to John Roberts. I didn't see it.
I think he just went appallingly wide into the first corner. It's very easy to do. Oh, and off is Cunniff.
Oh, well, he's well off. And he's going to get a slowdown. And that's going to be a big slowdown, I would think, on lap 2. Well, the Scotsman will be hoping it's not. But I think it will be.
14th, down to 16th. Yep, it's going to be a big one.
There's nothing worse.
By the way, Sutton is 30 seconds behind now.
Pete Harrod going for the lead.
And Field is just behind him.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were expecting a comeback, however, that's stilted a bit. Here comes Hackerson, back up the inside. They're all going to go off again at this rate.
And Andreas Katz just having a look how Harrod's gone well wide. And Katz should make the place here. So Katz was lying in 5th place just a lap and a half ago. He's now up to 2nd.
In 3 positions.
The German, yeah. And Harrod's in 3rd. He's going to have a look at Katz as well. Smith in 4th. Roberts 5th. 6th is Newman. 7th is Bunn. It might be Gore soon, though. There's Bunn's on the inside for the hairpin.
Walensky and Hall also at it.
Gore's late on the brakes. Can he get the cut back on Matt Bunn? He's going through.
Into left-hander. Gore's going to try around the outside. It can work around the outside, but I don't think it's going to be in his favour here. Matt Bunn's going to be able to hold on to the position, but Hall and Smolensky behind them, they're still going at it. And who's that Alphala Tech car that's there as well? That's Stelian Chepalevsky.
Yeah, and Michael Shellback's a couple of positions behind him. Hall and Smolensky then. That's for 9th. At the front.
For the lead?
Yeah, at the front it's now Andreas Katz, 2-time champion. Number 2 on the car, 2nd last year. Going through on Ben Hackerson and taking the lead into the corner where he lost the title ladder.
It's working in his favour here. Unfortunately, it's not a change of position will affect him in the championship. Didn't make the showdown this season. Hackerson's going to fight back straight away though, round the outside of NASCAR turn 3 and NASCAR turn 4. Pete Harrod might try and follow him. In fact, he goes to the inside, so hangs Ben Hackerson out to dry here. In fact, he's going to go through the middle. Brace yourselves, 3 wide.
Pete Harrod then taking his life into his own hands. Oh, this is so close. Into the braking area. Hackerson's late on the brakes. Katz is late on the brakes. But Katz is always going to have that advantage of the inside line. And through he goes. But it's Katz, Hackerson, Harrod and Smith.
Oh! And Newman did a Smith. and he just barged John Roberts out of the way.
Oh, John Roberts is getting punted left, right and centre. That's not the way you treat the reigning AM champion. Or maybe it is, I don't know.
Howard ran the outside of Hackerson as well.
Smith has hit Newman.
Oh, that was nearly curtains
Alex.
for Smith there.
Yeah, that would have been curtains for the championship. Gosh.
But yeah, to
Sorry,
acknowledge
Alex.
Katz's point, Alex's point, Katz leads, and Pete Harrod is now in second, Ben Hackerson down to third, and now Newman is up in fourth, Smith fifth, then it's John Roberts who's been punted back to sixth, seventh, it's the final race of the season. Matt Bunn in seventh, eighth with Richard Gore, ninth Alex Smolensky, but those two are still battling going on to the back straight.
Yeah, and looking at the Pro Championship as well, Wojciech Swidovic is in 18th place. David Baker is 20th, so that's pretty much as they were in the first race. Not many points between them, but still crucially for him, Alex, Wojciech Swidovic is in front.
Yeah, that's it, just the 2 places. We're just going to have a look at where these guys are at the moment. See 18th, and then Baker just got George Simmons between them. Simmons had a great showdown, nice and consistent, but yeah, it's not going to get him, unfortunately, to the top 3.
Crucially for Daniel Kraft, gentlemen, he's actually ahead by 3 places of Wojciech Swidovic, so he's keeping the title alive for himself at the moment.
Lead again, Harrod changing with Hackerson. No, with
Katz down the inside. And Hackerson's just there, just watching. We want to get involved in. Smith, where's Smith going?
Broken steering, I think.
Oh no!
I don't know if he hit a wall. Was he just speared off to the right?
Speared off to the right. That's going to be a massive slowdown, though, surely, boys.
Yeah, hardware. I don't know. I haven't seen him hit the wall. I haven't seen him make contact with anyone.
Well, he's still going. He's off again. He's off on the grass. What's happened to Paul Smith?
Does look like technical problems, doesn't it? Just keeps coming back and going again.
Alex, what do you make of it in terms of, is there anything obvious there, or is it just...
Just looks like his wheel's disconnecting or something like that, you know how it does? So
I think it could be damage to the Kia Optima, or
it does look like he has got a bit of damage now, but I generally just think that's probably a bit of a hardware problem or something like that. You know, we are effectively running, fly-by-wire steering systems, aren't we? And
it's true.
When it goes wraughng, it's never good. I wonder why they don't do this in real life, because you imagine the fear that would go through drivers when that happened.
Well, Sauber had the, all those brake-by-wire issues, didn't they, last season, Adam? And that was bad enough when it's just connected by a button, let alone something that's not really there.
Black screen, we're hearing on the chat for Paul twice as well. So, yeah, all he could do was
to keep that out of
get it to go straight and slow it down and hope for the best as Harrod tries to go around the outside of Katz here.
Yeah, Paul Smith.
He did extremely well to not hit anything, though, Adam, I must say.
I know, yeah, it could have been so much worse. Harrod is going to have the lead at the line by a few hundredths, 200ths of a second over Katz, but Katz will go back up the inside. Harrod's trying his best to hold it out, though, and he might actually do it here.
And interestingly, as well, as Harrod, very nearly got that overlap. Pete Harrod looks very quick in the last few races. Andreas Katz having to go defensive into the hairpin. Someone not very defensive at the moment is Ben Hackerson, because he tried to get that place back on Pete Newman, the one that Newman just took from him in the Simpson racing car at the end of the previous lap. So, just looking at the championship battle for the Pro Series championship, Dave Baker is right on the back of Wojciech Swidovic now, so he really needs to get a move done. And Alex, I wonder, is it worth Baker just throwing one up the inside? Because Wodge will have to get out of the way.
Basically, I think you're right. if he wants to win this championship, it's not Dave's style, is it? But I think if he wants to win it, he's got to do this so that he can then go on and get, 5-6 more places further up the field. He's got to get by. He's got to get by Wojciech here. He can't.
Because if he doesn't get past him, what's the point? What's the point if he doesn't get past him? It's not. He needs to. He needs to make some gains. That's Kraft. Yeah, Kraft and Rushworth. So, and Dan Kraft's doing the right thing. Adam, started ahead of these two. He's really trying to make his way through. As we've seen, though, it's not easy here at all, is it?
Not through that section. No, you've really got to make sure you get the overlap done and dusted before you get to turn 1. And He's close enough to try and get it done here. Rushworth covering the inside, going through NASCAR's turn 3 and 4. And Crafts will cut back to the inside, something we've seen Savinovic do time and time again.
Let's see if he can make a position then on Jamie Rushworth, the veteran who's retiring at the end of the season, at least taking a break. You can never truly say retiring
Listen to that.
in sim
We're just
racing,
on
Alex, can you?
board there. Sorry,
Oh,
Andrew.
oh, hello. Sorry, that was Balfour and Hall going off at the first corner. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, we were just on board there with Rushworth. You could hear how long that car was just at that rev limiter for,
yeah.
constantly just up and down. No wonder why it's so difficult for the guys around here.
Hall hitting Gore through the hairpin.
Hall's just had some contact with Balfour, and now he's roughing up Richard Gore. So these guys, it's true end of the season style at them, isn't it? We've seen it many times in the real touring cars as well. Oh, and Rushworth
yeah,
almost forced into a move, but couldn't make it stick. And that's Baker around the outside of Fluke. Where's Wojciech Savinovic?
He's in 19th.
Just dropped back a little bit, I think, hasn't he? But Baker's decided he wants to get on with it.
He's up the inside of Fluke, so that's 5 positions gained.
Suddenly he's with Kraft, so Baker must have got Wodge and then 3 other cars on the same lap, Alex. We missed all that.
Yeah, he was listening in, wasn't he? He was like, right, that's it, boys. Into turn 1, I'm doing it. You told me to. That was the excuse.
Here comes Jamie Fluke, iRacing Grand Prix Series champion, Adam.
Oh, sorry, battle for second as well. Newman and Harrod were all over the place, but Jamie Fluke, into the chicane.
Oh, Harrod and Newman were banging panels actually there.
Oh, on the white, onto the yellow line was Pete Harrod.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to overtake under the yellow line. That's forbidden.
And that's allowed Hackerson through. Hackerson might try and get Newman at the same time. He's got the run on the outside, whilst Newman was having to defend from Pete Harrod. And we're going to go 3-1 again.
Oh, again, and this is Harrod in the same position he was in before. This is very close, and look at Smolensky and Roberts into turn 1. My goodness, that's close. Very, very, contact. No. I can hear it, I can see it. Harrod and Newman and
a bit of a wall.
Hackerson, a bit of the wall. Matt Bunn's here as well.
Oh no!
Off goes Harrod. Oh no, he's gone.
That was a bit of a force off there by Newman.
He pushed me off. And there goes. And Matt Bunn's at the tail of this field. There's a few cars going wide in the background. Everything's kicking off here in the reverse grid race. They're knocking spots off each other, and you know what, boys? Oh, off goes Newman!
Hit by another boosted car. That's John Roberts giving some back.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, here comes Bunn. Look at that, threading the needle. Dot past John Roberts. Can he shoot past Newman as well? No, he can't, not at this juncture. There's only 1 lap to go, boys. I'm having too much fun here.
1.5 laps. Or is it?
1.5 laps. There's still the bus stop, of course, to go. Andreas Katz is clear, by the way.
Yeah, 2.1. They've all been battling behind and scampered away, so he'll be happy to get a win, ready for next season.
Matt Bunn has gone a long way towards securing the AM category.
Yeah, he's just about to get past Newman.
Of course, he hasn't done it, but 14 places ahead of Paul Smith. And Andrew Whitehead in 24th. Whitehead will be eliminated, so his lead may be over 150 points. And that will be, well, not quite unassailable, but not far off. And Wojciech Savinovic, well, his lead may diminish slightly. He's at the back of this pack, and you can see for yourself, Adam, just what strategy he's employing in this race.
Yeah, just get to the end, isn't it? Baker has got past Rushworth on this lap. Battle for second on between Hackerson and Smolensky going into turn 1.
And Dan Kraft's doing his best as well.
Oh, Bunn's lost 2 positions. Roberts and Newman through as well.
Kraft trying the outside on Shellback as well. Adam, that's for 12th place. But yeah, Bunn dropping back slightly. There's still a battle between Roberts and Newman. There's a bit of contact there. Those 2 cars are extremely crumpled. And we might see bumping and banging again through the kink towards the hairpin. John Roberts, Pete Newman. Pete Newman, multiple time race winner, twice a showdown competitor. John Roberts, 2015 AM champion. And here comes Matt Bunn. He can't quite get that right. He tried the wide line. But look at this pack here. Alex on the final lap. If you make a mistake here, you could lose several places.
Yeah, crazy. And driver who did just make a mistake was Jamie Rushworth as well. He's dropping down the order, 24th place. Still dropping at the moment, so big problems
off
for him.
Yep.
Positions gain there for Savidovic. He's up to 17th place.
And position, yeah, and actually no positions gained for Baker and Kraft because they were at the front of all this. Let's just have a look then at Andreas Katz as he comes into the bus stop for the final time. And well, some kind of redemption here obviously makes absolutely no consolation to him, considering he lost the championship here last year. But Andreas Katz is going to exercise at least some of those demons here as he brings the number 2 Alfa Tech car, and how fitting that that number and that name is on this car at an oval race. Of course, Ray Alfala, 3 times NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series champion, but over the line,
who's going to get second?
Goes Andreas Katz, and he wins at Daytona. Second place, very, very close, Ben Hackerson. Just about. And that cluster coming over the line, well, that was unbelievable.
There was a slowdown for Jamie Fluke just at the very end. He still finished in 16th though, but yeah, so close there. We had...
That was positions for Baker and Kraft then, wasn't it?
Yeah, so 13th for Kraft, 14th for Baker. Some very close split times here at the line. 9 thousandths between Gore and Bunn in the battle for 5th and 6th. And yeah, the top 15 separated by 7.8 seconds.
We have to point out as well Roy Ververke, who is now out of the running in the AM category pretty much. It's not a given, but he's over 150 points behind. He's also leading the safest driver category as well, Alex, and he could pick up $500 very easily. Yeah,
just 2 more solid races, keeping out of trouble, and you're right, I think that's his as well, and that's quite a payday for just proving that you're the safest driver out there.
And there might be quite a few. Put it this way: he's had 132 starts and 66 without any incidents whatsoever. And really, when you consider that the next best is Nick McCarron with 43, well, that really shows just exactly how well Roy Ververke has driven this race, the Belgian driver, Adam, this season.
Yeah, definitely. And in this race, he only racked up 2 incidents again. So he's definitely keeping them to a minimum this season. And he's only got 2 more races to go. So.
And he still could take the AM category as well. We can't forget he's still mathematically in the running. It's unlikely now being that far behind. But as Alex said, you cannot ever rule anybody out in the BSRTC. And we know this, Adam, from many hundreds of races that we've already done in just 2 years.
Yeah, can't roll anything out. Can we race 3, another reverse grid? It'll throw a whole load of more action, more things that we cannot predict. And yeah, we could see another twist in the pendulum for this BSRTC championship. We're running through the finishing order then. Andreas Katz takes the win. Ben Hackerson 1.8 seconds behind and just ahead of Alex Smolenski, half a tenth. John Roberts finishing in 4th, 5th for Richard Gore, 6th for Matt Bunn, 7th Pete Newman, 8th Michael Hall, 9th Pete Harrod, who started 2nd, and 10th Ross Balfour. Stelian Chepelevsky finishing in 11th place. Probably one of the only drivers that started and finished in the same position. 12th Michael Shellback, 13th Dan Kraft, 14th David Baker, 15th George Simmons, 16th Jamie Fluke. That slowed down just at the bus stop on the final lap of the race. 17th Wojciech Savidovic. So a little bit of a point swing there for David Baker. He'll keep him in the fight. Kip Stevens in 18th, Diogo Melro 19th, and Rob Graham in 20th. 21st for Craig Evans, 22nd Andrew Whitehead, Dan Blake in 23rd, Stuart Atkinson 24th, 25th Scott Malcolm, 26th Roy Ververke, 27th Max Wright, 28th Jamie Rushworth. So problem for Rushworth there towards the end. 29th for Michael Blake, Liam Atkins in 30th, 31st for Ash Sutton, 31st for Nick McCarron, 32nd Ash Sutton, there we go, 33rd Simon Field, Lee Berridge 34th, poor Paul Smith in 35th place, and will be reverse grid pole though. There is a silver lining, Paul, if you finish there, and 2 laps down Colin Cunniff and Andy Scheel, 8 laps down, finishing in 37th.
2 talking points from that, really, Alex, just before we go to the reverse grid. Really, Paul Smith managing to keep the car out of trouble despite effectively driving blind for half a lap, which was really fantastic. But also the amount of time Ashley Sutton lost via that slowdown, he was miles behind.
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. But
Well, you don't get one on lap 1, though, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But awesome job for Paul. So from what I hear, it was two separate incidents. So just didn't panic and just drove the car fairly straight. He knew he had a good amount of runoff area. And he used that wisely. Just brought the car, slowed it right down. From what I can remember, when you get that, you can obviously still hear what's going on, so you get a rough idea that you're still on the grass. So
Yeah.
it's when that goes quiet again. That's when you got to worry, because you're like, oh god, I'm on tarmac, and it's whereabouts exactly are you? So, but yeah, no, he did a great job there. But be disappointed with the result, really, because again, I mean, he's had good potential this AM Championship to win it, and just little things like this just keep cropping up for him, and it's going to make it almost impossible now.
Well, Adam, if you can take us through the maybe the only thing that can save Paul Smith's championship would be a reverse grid pole, and perhaps, and what do you know that anything sort of Wojciech Savidovic even could be on pole? Would you believe that?
He'll be gunning for that. Let's run you through the contenders then. For the reverse grid, 16 to 25, Jamie Fluke, Wojciech Savidovic, Kip Stevens, Diogo Melro, Rob Graham, Craig Evans, Andrew Whitehead, Dan Blake, Stuart Atkinson, Scott Malcolm, and if you have a fault, it will be Paul Smith that gets reversed onto pole position. But we came very close to a full, Alex, for race 2. Who's going to be on pole for the penultimate race of the season?
Here we go then. Bit more vicious with my button click just so we get a decent spin. What is it?
It's a pole.
18th place.
It is Kip Stevens that gets reversed onto pole position with his teammate Wojciech Savidovic on the front row. Jamie Fluke in 3rd, George Simmons 4th, and David Baker in 5th. Pretty much as you were from race 1, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of the main contenders right at the front, so that's going to be really, really exciting for us to see, and of course, hopefully exciting for everybody at home. So we have 2 races left tonight in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship of 2016. So stay with us on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live for more from this great series. We'll see you in a bit.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Only 2 races remain in the 2016 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, and we're of course going to bring them here to you on Apex Racing TV and of course iRacing Live. Andrew Woodhouse with Alex Simpson and Adam Bath. And Adam, well, I'll tell you what, the numbers are dwindling, aren't they, in terms of the championship contenders in all the categories now. We're down to the business end.
And then there were 2 in the Drivers' Championship. 218 points still left on offer. 136 between Wojciech Savinovic and David Baker going into this penultimate race meeting of the season. Savinovic is back on the front row where he needs to be and ahead of David Baker. So we'll have to see whether David can close the gap in this 3rd race of the day, in as Sutton goes for a fly. In the Pro-Am Championship, Matt Bunn, Paul Smith and Roy Ververke are still in with a shout. However, I think you've really got to hope for Bunn to have 2 DNFs for Smith to scupper his chances of taking the Pro-Am title.
And we're down to 2 teams.
In the Teams Championship, yeah, Race Silver CQR and Sim Racer, 52 points between them. Sim Racer can close the gap. They've locked out the front row, of course. Kip Stevens and Savinovic on the front row. We'll see if that changes at all. And yeah, it's between Engine All Direct and Boosted for the Pro-Am teams. Let's run you through the grid then.
I was just going to quickly, sorry Adam to interrupt, I was just going to quickly bring your own in, just quickly, because of the, because Wojciech Savinovic does lead by quite a lot of points. Matt Bunn does have quite a big lead as well. What's the magic number for them, your own?
Well, David will have to gain at least 25 points on Watch this race to even stay in it mathematically. For Paul Smith and Roy Ververke, it's going to be even worse. They have to have at least 50 points over Matt Bunn, which means Matt Bunn needs to not finish for them to have any shot at it.
There we go. Matt Bunn finishes, Adam. He wins the AM title.
Forward, isn't it? When you see the starting grid then for the penultimate race of the season, round 134. Kip Stevens on the pole, Savinovic 2nd. Jamie Fluke is in 3rd, Simmons 4th, Baker 5th, 6th Kraft, 7th Shellback, 8th Chapelewski, 9th Balfour, 10th Harrod, 11th Hall, 12th Newman, 13th Bunn, 14th Gore, 15th Roberts, 16th Alex Smolenski, 17th Hackerson, 18th Andreas Katz, 19th Diogo Mauro and 20th Rob Graham. Craig Evans 21st, Andrew Whitehead 22nd, 23rd Dan Blake, 24th Stuart Atkinson, 25th Scott Malcolm, 26th Roy Ververke, 27th Max Wright, 28th Jamie Rushworth, 29th Michael Blake, 30th Liam Atkins, 31st Nick McCarron, 32nd Ash Sutton, 33rd Simon Field, 34th Lee Berridge, 35th Paul Smith with it all to do, Colin Cunniff 36th and Andy Shield in 37th.
Alright then. Well, some of these drivers are going to have to hope that whatever god they pray to, or whatever racing gods they pray to, are smiling down upon them then in the evening sunlight here at Daytona. Pace car is about to leave us once again. And race 3, race 134 and 125 is about to get underway. Kip Stevens, who's going to bring us to the green, and he does that now.
Green, green, green.
The 2-time champion leads us across the line.
You're going for the lead already.
Yeah, it was a good start by Stevens. Stevens, I think, getting out of Svinovic's way, but he does lose a place to Jamie Fluke. So not the perfect switch of positions for Sim Racer Magazine, Adam.
No, it wasn't. David Baker trying to get some positions already. So Fluke through into 2nd place, and that's Kip Stevens getting a bit sideways there with Simmons up the inside. Those two have had battles throughout the season.
Shellback very wide as well around turn 2, just all the way around the outside. Alex, good clean start there.
Yeah, just what we wanted in this penultimate race as well. Kip now consolidates that 3rd position, got a tag onto the back of Jamie here. Where is the likes of Smolenski compared to all of the other CQR guys out there? So he needs to get himself moving up. I'm sure it's Alex that's the other point scorer. So he needs a good race here down in 19th place. These guys need to score, of course, extremely well in this one.
Speaking of down the order, Ash Sutton tried to get past Jamie Rushworth, who was also trying to get past, I think that's Scott Malcolm, and Sutton very nearly ran into the back of his teammates, so not exactly what Race Hub have wanted. And in fact, Alex Sutton's trials and tribulations so far, 1 disconnection and 1 32nd place finish. Oh, is that Simmons? Simmons is gone.
Going to come back on, but he's definitely not going to be in the position he was. He's down to about 14th to 15th place. Kip Stevens losing positions hand over fist as well. That'd probably be a slowdown for the pole sitter.
Simmons has got to slow down as well. Alex, I was just saying that Sutton not scoring points in race 1 and not scoring many points in race 2 really isn't helping Race Hub get over the line in the championship.
No, not at all. It's taking it all the way to the wire. I don't know what happened to George there. I didn't know there was any real chance of him hitting Kip. We just watched it back on replay, and
cold tyres?
Just sort of got out of it a bit and then went wide. So yeah, very interesting. But yeah, you're right. I think he needs to get up there, score well. I think as long as he can outscore, say, Smolensky, which he's going to do, because Smolensky down in 36th place. What's happened to him?
Been in the pits, in fact. So yeah, very odd situation there. I'm not really sure what's gone on. He pitted at the end of lap 1, Smolensky. So obviously some dramas for him. I wouldn't really know why, unless that's.
Jeroen, is there any penalties or anything like that we don't know about that might have caused that? Because obviously that's got major implications to the team championship.
I'm just looking back at the lap Smolensky had. I didn't see anything wrong with it. But at the start, right away, he was dropping back.
I think he might have overtaken cars before he was meant to, Jeroen, because he goes in between Bunn and Gore, then lets them back through. But I don't know whether he's already got a penalty before then.
Yeah, that might very well be. Overtaking on the inside before the green flag will get you a black flag on the ovals. That's a NASCAR rule, and he might have been a jump start there.
Yeah, Alex, that could be quite a costly jump start for Sim Racer.
Huge. I mean, they had a good opportunity here as well. They were outscoring, CQR and Race Hub CQR, and he's right in there with a chance to score some good points. So teammates probably won't be too happy with him right now. There's a lot of dust out there, guys, as well. Have you seen the amount of dust that's just been kicked up since we rejoined this server? It's crazy.
Paul Smith down in 35th place.
Bunn in 11th.
That's an unhappy place, Adam, I tell you, for your colleague.
Oh, 3 wide, sorry guys, look at this. This is Ross Balfour, Pete Newman and Michael Hall. Sorry, it's not Hall.
Into the hairpin.
Hall was just behind them as well, so it's actually Shellback that was at the front of that.
Newman already getting to work into making his front gear Optima the most messy of the... As Balfour hits him, and Newman corrects the car.
Balfour going off slightly there. Oh, and here comes Bunn. Oh, Bunn was very, very late on the brakes there, and we really mentioned in the break, Alex, between races, just how much Matt Bunn's time racing at the very front of the club series has really, really helped him with this Pro Series and being more confident.
Yeah, exactly, and the constant battles that he's having is helping him with a bit of everything. Not just speed, but also racecraft as well. He knew just to bleed out a little bit wide there, just as there was a chance that he'd get knocked off completely. Give himself some room, and he's still in it, fighting.
Well, Matt's been on fire for the last couple of months. Really, absolutely stuffed the lot of us at Motegi when the club series went there, and really, Adam, you've seen that if he does finish this race, if he does take the AM title, he'll be definitely well deserving of it.
Yeah, I think he'll be a worthy contender if he runs the series next season in the Pro Championship.
I think he'll definitely be a pro if he has to come back. I think certainly.
Newman and Shellback changing positions as they come across the line. That is Newman through. Shellback might try and get the position back up the inside. He's late on the brakes. That's a little bit of contact. More contact. More contact.
Shellback's lost it. Oh, Newman's over. Oh, and he's over the fence, and that might be him done. I think it is. He's on his roof. Up and over and out goes Pete Newman, and that's pretty much summed up his showdown, Alex, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. What happened. I'm just watching it back, actually. I mean, good little battle side by side. Newman definitely got the run, got his nose ahead going into turn 1, so you could see he was always going to go for that around the outside, and there was a little bit of contact going into the braking, and then there was again just a little bit of contact. And what was interesting is, even though Pete got knocked in the rear, it was actually Shellback who made contact with the front that got more out of shape than anything, and I guess that was just because of he was stamping on the brakes at the time to try and get the car stopped, and back end just got light, and yeah, unfortunately collected Newman there.
Which can happen in this Kia Optima, especially with this track temperature being only 21 degrees. Alex, I was going to come to you before we saw that incident, just to ask you, really, how frustrating must it be for David Baker, the fact that he always seems to be within touch of Wojciech Swidovic, but he's always been on the wrong side of it recently.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be frustrated from a from a championship point of view, but Dave's got a lot of respect for Wojciech out there. He knows how quick he is. Both drivers extremely fast, been and had a lot of races together. So, he'll be delighted that he's able to race Wojciech all the way up until this point in the championship. So, of course he will want to get further ahead and he won't get past him. But he'll come out of this championship no matter what happens. Whether he still might win it. Something might happen. Look what's just happened there. He'll come out of it, with his head held high, knowing that he give it his all, and that he's raced some of the best drivers out there.
Something going out on the circuit there, Adam?
Just saw an amazing move done by Ash Sutton in his constant fight through the order. He did 2 cars around the outside going into the bus stop chicane. I think it was Simmons and Evans, I think, but yeah.
And that's what he was trying in 2015, which didn't work.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, pretty much. There were changes, just a change of position there. Baker and Kraft were battling away, but Baker's just remaining in that 3rd place for now. Richard Gore and John Roberts going side by side through the second of the hairpins on their way to back onto the oval section of the circuit.
And Pete Harrod and Stelian Chepelewski are at the back of this group as well, so it's a 6-car pack at the front. Wojciech Swidovic, Jamie Fluke, David Baker, Daniel Kraft, Pete Harrod and Stelian Chepelewski. Is a lot of success in that group, and you can see Kraft getting ever closer now, and going to the high line, trying to get past Baker, but he can't quite do that. Baker cuts him off, brakes late, takes his normal line into the bus stop chicane, and you can see behind them there's a bit going on as well. That's Richard Gore, was side by side with Matt Bunn, still side by side with John Roberts, and Richard Gore goes through. So the man who started the season as an amateur, Richard Gore, against the man who won the amateur championship last season.
Well, what we're being left with here, as Jamie Fluke lines up Swidovic for a change in the lead, is Baker has really got to... Oh, Baker might be going for the lead here. He's going around the outside of Fluke. I'll hold what I was going to say.
This will be impressive if he can do that. And he's very late on the brakes. I think Dave's decided he's just going to go for it here. Very, very wide line. But you just do not have the grip out there, Alex. It's too dirty on the outside of the corner.
Dirty, but he's made it work. He's going to have the inside line here for what is, I think they call that, I would class that as turn 2, and he gets the move complete as well. That's great from him. All that was all lined up with that
wide.
Impressive braking into turn 1 there. Although
3 wide behind,
not giving it up as well. Oh, where to look?
Kraft and Cheppy nearly coming to blows there, and Pete Harrod almost made it 3 wide, as Andrew was saying.
Luke trying the outside. Winter Series champion of 15-16, and then still on the inside, Jamie Fluke.
He's back.
Who won the iRacing Grand Prix Series just a month or so ago. Through he goes. And Alex, this is a great battle in race 3.
Yeah, awesome. And of course, Jamie was a little frustrated off air, just a few races back. Obviously wanted to have a really good showdown, give it absolutely everything. A couple of things didn't go his way, PC problems and, disconnects, and, really took him out of this championship fight. But he'll be enjoying this right now, mixed in between the two title contenders, just showing what he was capable of.
Because this is maybe not his final ever meeting, Adam, but his final meeting as a full-time driver. I think that's what Jamie Rushworth was getting at as well. I don't think it's full retirement. I just think he's not going to be doing the full season in 2017 when we hopefully will be back.
Oh, he's come a long way since the start of the season. We were racing on St. Patrick's Day, and Jamie Fluke was hitting the beers, hitting the Guinnesses, I should say, during that race meeting. And made the showdown, but hasn't come off for him there, as Kraft nearly goes up the inside there of Rushworth. Baker.
Other Irish-themed beers are available.
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, Balfour and Hall as well. Hall overshoots turn 1, goes way, way too deep. Balfour says, thanks very much. I'll just cut back up the inside and take that position.
Some great scraps going on in the midfield. Oh, Matt Bunn there.
Lost a bit there.
Oh, Hall and Gore as well, side by side. So, all obviously lost the place there.
Ooh.
Oh, there's problems over there.
A bit of
That's what Matt
quarter
Bunn
paneling.
needs to be really careful of. He doesn't get caught up in this. If this lot have a big accident and end up in a heap, Matt Bunn needs to assure himself that he won't do that. He's banging wheel arches with Richard Gore, and that actually enables him to go through. And John Roberts now joining in. He's looking for a way past Gore into the last corner before the back straight. And yeah, so Bunn's through, Gore's through.
Melrose trying on Hackerson, just behind those guys.
Not quite close enough at the moment. Just breeze past. Of course, he pulls out of the slipstream, Adam. And Hackerson's got that great big train. Here comes Richard Gore. Gore on Bunn.
fluke off as well.
Fluke's off.
At the
Yeah.
front.
I don't know whether it was a result of contact. It wasn't. He just went in too deep, Alex. If we get a replay, he goes in too deep. I think. Yep. And tries to correct it, and he loses the car and has to take the slowdown.
Car just snapped away from him, didn't it?
Yeah, Baker up the inside, giving him that pressure though. That was the thing. Just like you say, just got it all wrong.
And now it's Baker versus Suridovic versus Kraft, actually. And how apt is it that it's the top three in the championship that are at the front of this race? And Stelly and Chepelevsky for a long time actually led the championship, Adam.
Yeah. Not like it could be his season for Stelly Chepelevsky. He's been runner-up in the past. I think he was runner-up in season 3, long time ago, almost 2 years, and over 2 years. And won here in the last race meeting at Daytona in 2015. So runs well around this circuit. Unfortunately, it just wasn't his showdown this season. Hopefully he comes back with Alfa Latek if they sign up for the BSRTC next season.
Well,
he continued to show his quality.
Well, considering as Stelly Chepelevsky signed for Apex Racing UK, then
of course
some of that statement will be true at least. Alex, fire him.
We
doesn't even know his own team's lineup.
Coanda, Redline, Apex, they're all the same, aren't they, mate? Oh dear.
Yeah, they're all just going for a drivers' championship. That's all it's all about.
Well, I'm definitely not perfect, so I shouldn't be laughing at anything. Here comes Wojciech Swidovic, said he leads, and he's going to have just a lap to go when they come through the last couple of corners on the NASCAR circuit.
It's not over for Baker yet. He's about half a second behind. We'll see how much he can claw back with the slipstream this time around.
I mean, if I was sort of being cynical here, I'd just say, well, you could just punt him off here and gain 100 points. But of course, the stewards are watching.
And it's not really. He'll still be a classified finisher if he punts him off. So
well, that's it. Actually.
On a technicality.
So Wojciech Swidovic just needs to stay here, and he will be the 2016 champion. We're going to have another champion as well, surely. Although it does rely on Matt Bunn finishing the race. He's in 9th at the moment. He's ahead of Richard Gore, who's ahead of Andreas Katz. He's got Ash Sutton behind as well. There's slightly nervous times for Matt Bunn. Some fast drivers behind him. I think if he knows what's good for him and if he knows what's good for his championship, he will just be very careful. But Wojciech Swidovic, Alex, he's trying to win it in style.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Just from the front, surely Baker's going to have a go this one. He can't let him get 2 for 2.
I mean, he had a go last time, but it was the pesky rev limiter that stopped him. He was alongside, he had the overspeed, Adam, just couldn't quite do it, but could potentially get a closer finish even this time.
Yeah. Quarter of a second between them, going through NASCAR turn 2.
Is he going to go into the bus stop? He might do.
Got the speed.
He's certainly close enough, is David Baker.
He was able to get Fluke off the road, but he's going to be close. We'll probably have another photo finish on our hands here. Can we get closer than 6 thousandths of a second?
Out of the bus stop then for the final time. It's down below the yellow line. Now he goes up the circuit again.
An unconventional line there. Probably he knows something that we don't.
Well, he could well be getting slightly giddy as Baker pulls up to the outside. And here comes Daniel Kraft on the outside. Could be a photo finish. But Wojciech Savinovic is the 2016 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Champion. And that is his second championship. Wojciech Savinovic is the champion. And also the champion, surely, is Matthew Bunn of the AM category.
Also in 10th place, yeah, so another top 10 result in with Paul Smith languishing all the way down outside the top 20. It's a title for CQR Academy and Mr. Matt Bunn.
Yeah, and well, Matt Bunn, of course, we've got to say that all these results are unofficial and pending stewards' inquiries, things like that, but to be honest, there wasn't anything that is really going to affect the outcome. And Alex, we have two new British Sim Racers Touring Car Champions.
Yeah, awesome drive from both of them. You know, all season long as well. Wojciech there, field sort of lining up a little bit behind him. A few drivers coming through to congratulate as well. But yeah, amazing race. You know, he's held on to that win again. Baker give it his absolute all season long. And yeah, what we're going to have, obviously it's not gone down to the wire, but what we're going to have is one hell of a final race tonight.
Well, the final race is surely going to be where everything kicks off. It's going to be under the floodlights here at Daytona. We're going to have 9 laps, which is surely going to be breathtaking. Jeroen Kaiser, I'll bring you in again, mate. Of course, race winner in this series and the Club Series as well. And yeah, I mean, after you've raced in this series a bit this season as well, 134 races out of 135 it took to crown a champion. What have you made of this this journey from March to November?
It's the only word you can use for this journey is epic. I think the challenges facing the team and the drivers coming into this championship week in, week out, 4 races a night. It's unbelievable that they can cope with the time it takes next to everything you have to do in your normal life and the pressure everyone puts up, because you see it week in, week out in this series that the top 30 is spread by 1 second. That's how close they are, that's how much time they put into it. They pushed this car to the absolute limit, and Watch has done it the best this year.
How fitting that we have the... I was just going to say, and how fitting that we have the top 3 in the championship cross the line almost together. We had them separated by 40 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, and I mean, that is the finish that you dream of. Baker couldn't quite get as close as 6 thousandths of a second this time, but gave it a good go. But yet again, Alex, it proved that actually overtaking here is very difficult.
Yeah, complete contrast to what we said at the very, start of the broadcast. So, yeah, great race. Though I enjoyed that 3 wide with the 3, 1, 2, 3 in the championship as well. Looked good, didn't it, at the end? So,
you've raced in the iRacing World Championship Series now for, I think it's 2. Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? I don't know. Time flies so quickly, but
3, yeah,
3 years now, and this series is just as close as that one is, isn't it?
Closer, if I'm honest. We yes, we do have 50 drivers, but those grids they're not separated by the kind of margins that we've got here. I mean, yes, some of the top, I would say perhaps the top 25 usually sort of very, very similar, but this grid goes all the way down and it's very, very close all the way through. And the fact that we have different categories in that lineup as well, and we just have one on that, so competition level, like the competition in this is just as close as what it is, I think, in the World Championship. It's just as difficult to win one of these things as it would be the World Championship Grand Prix Series. So you got to give Wojciech absolutely all credit for that as well. It's a completely different beast in terms of car and in championship as well. So the World Championship, in a sense, is a lot easier to win because if you're quick, you qualify on first and you run away with it.
And that's not
totally different. No, I'm not discrediting anything that those guys do either. But
I was going to say it's not to discredit the World Championship. It's just more to give the viewers at home, especially those who haven't really seen a lot of that, the idea, that this series is just as competitive as the very, very best in the world.
The whole idea of the series as well is to open it up to other people, to make it so that, you know, other people can win these championships. So it's going to go down to the wire all the time. It's not always going to be the fastest guy. You know, those that are the most consistent also have got a very good chance of winning it. So there's so much more to think about in this series, and you know, so anyone to take the title, and we've got 2 champions there that, you know, thoroughly deserve it as well. So, you know, their showdowns were faultless.
Adam, if you could take us through the final standings then, please, for round 134.
Well, as the sun sets on the BSRTC, we've still got a night race to come, of course. Wojciech Savidovic is the 2-time iRacing MSA BSR TC champion. The first was back in season 6 with Apex Racing TV, and he does it this season with Sim Racer. David Baker gets second place. The third last season, second this season, and of course the champion from season 7. Dan Croft takes third place. 4th, Stelian Shepelevsky. 5th, Pete Harrod. 6th, Jamie Fluke. 7th, Michael Hall. 8th, Ross Balfour. 9th, Richard Gorn. 10th, the Pro-Am champion for this season, Matt Bunn. 11th, Andreas Katz. 12th, Ash Sutton from 32nd on the grid. He can overtake around this circuit. Maybe you should give the others a tutorial on how to do so. He managed to climb 20 spots during that race. Diogo Himmelho finishing in 13th, 14th, Craig Evans, 15th, Ben Hackerson, George Simmons in 16th, John Roberts 17th, bowing out as Pro-Am Series champion. Jamie Rushworth in 18th, 19th, Dan Blake, and Andrew Whitehead in 20th. Rob Graham 21st, 22nd, Liam Atkins, 23rd, Roy Verke, 24th, Simon Fields, 25th, Lee Berridge, 26th, Scott Malcolm, Kip Stevens, the pole sitter, finishing in 27th place in the end. Andy Shield, 28th, Max Wright, 29th, and Michael Blake in 30th. 31st, Nick McCarron, 32nd, Stuart Atkins, and Paul Smith, finishing in 33rd. He only gained 2 positions during the race. Michael Shellback, Alex Malensky in 34th. 35th, Michael Shellback, 1 lap down, so he will be on pole if we get a full for the final reverse grid of the evening. And 36th, 6 laps down, is Pete Newman, and Colin Cunniff didn't take the start.
All right, well, so for the final time, Alex, so you've got your money's worth out of that wheel.
Yes,
it's going to be the final time you're going to spin it, and then Adam's going to provide you with some contenders.
16 to 25 for the final time tonight. George Simmons on pole. George Simmons, John Roberts, Jamie Rushworth.
Start again.
16 to 25. These are the contenders, by the way. George Simmons, John Roberts, Jamie Rushworth, Dan Blake, Andrew Whitehead, Rob Graham, Liam Atkins, Roy Verke, Simon Field, Lee Berridge, and if we have a full, it will be Michael Shellback that's on the pole for the final race of the season, Alex.
Here we go then. What are we going to get?
Who knows? Maybe I might have foreshadowed a George Simmons pole.
Bang in the middle. Going to be 22nd. It is, yeah, 22nd it is.
Liam Atkins then, CQR Academy teammate to our Pro-Am champion Matt Bunn will start on pole position. Rob Graham 2nd, Andrew Whitehead 3rd, Dan Blake 4th, and Jamie Rushworth will start in 5th.
We haven't seen a lot of Liam Atkins over the last few weeks, but he is there today and he will be on pole position. So, well, it's almost over. What a shame, but the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship still might have one last sting in the tail. Join us for round 135 after this break. It's the final round on Apex Racing TV and it's live. We'll see you in a bit.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Daytona here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live for this, the final race of the 2016 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Alex Simpson, and Jeroen Kaiser with you. And we're very, very pleased to bring you, well, we have been very pleased to bring you the entire season. And Alex, well, we couldn't have done it without our good friends at iRacing.
No, we couldn't have at all. We need to give them a special shout out, of course. Not only did they support the series, they backed it financially as well with sponsorship throughout the year. Wouldn't have made it onto TV without all of their backing. So huge shout out to them. Thank you for covering it the whole year. Hopefully we'll be we'll be able to do the same thing again next year. So no word on that yet. Send your tweets in, please, guys, to Tony and Steve Myers. Let's get him on it. We need to do this again.
We do indeed. And Adam, well, the last one.
Yeah, it's been a
until
long
March
season.
next year.
Been at it again, haven't we? And we've been along for some crazy races. Some of them during the midway point of the season. And yeah, we'll see what's going to happen in this night race. We always have crazy night races in the BSRTC.
Yes, we do. And Jeroen Kaiser knows about those very well, don't you, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. Drivers to look out for in this race: George Simmons, Jamie Rusher, Chapulevsky and Smolensky. They're only covered by 34 points, fighting for 4th in the overall championship. Outside of the podium, but still very much bragging rights. And Paul Smith and Roy Ververke in the AM point championship, only 6 points apart. So they're going to be fighting all out to get those final places.
Yeah, and we did say if there's a bit of a ridiculous result and Dan Kraft wins and Dave Baker retires, then he can still get second place. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. He needs 104 points, 106 even. That means he needs to have a clean race. He needs to have the fastest lap. He needs to lead a lap, and he needs to win. David needs to not finish at all. So it's a long shot, but it's there. It's a possibility.
He has to do a perfect race, Adam.
Yeah, just out of interest, was this the reverse grid we drew? Because there's definitely not Liam Atkins on pole position. It's Chapulevsky on pole. Liam Atkins instead will be starting in 33rd place. Jamie Fluke second.
Oh, wait a minute. No, they're aborting the start here.
And we're going to have to start a new session, I believe.
We are having an aborted start. So, well, Alex, it wouldn't be BSRTC if there wasn't something like this, but even on the last race.
Well, I think they've done pretty well this season. This is the first one, I think, is it, where they've had to jump out?
Yes.
I'm not
We had
sure.
it like at the start of the season where we had issues with the reverse grid, but since then we've been fine, haven't we?
Yeah.
All right,
Wait.
so we'll have to fill, well, we'll just have to fill, won't we, for a little bit? So
Well, we've got to get into a new session.
what we can do, though, is, Alex, I'll tell you what you can do for the viewers at home. You can tell them how they can get involved in iRacing, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. All you need is a
Oy.
simple wheel and pedal set with a PC. Head on over to iRacing.com. Use the promotional code PR-BSRTC, and you can find yourself with a 3-month subscription for the price of 2. And come and join the series, BritishSimRacers.com, and get involved for 2017 in this series. So, going to be great season-long championship again, and get involved with the BSR and keep an eye out for a new up-and-coming series as well that will be announced soon.
Oh, you
All I can
tease.
say.
Hashtag
Please.
soon.
Hashtag soon. Adam, it's what season it's been, and what we have to do actually is we need to give we're very pleased to announce the award for the most improved driver of 2016.
Yes, it is, and I hope this gets this right because I got Stalin Chapulevsky wrong earlier. It's a very close to the Apex family, Richard. And I
you didn't build that up at all there, did you?
No.
Just straight
I
in there.
can build it up if you want.
Just bam.
Yeah, go on,
last-
build it up.
There was a lot of
last-
deliberation, wasn't there, actually?
There was a lot of deliberation. Just can't even get my words out now. Last season, he lost out on the Pro-Am Championship. after various collisions with Paul Smith and John Roberts, richly deserved that title, of course. But this season, he got moved up to the pros. He started off at what was going to be a Pro-Am driver, but he got moved up to the pros because he was apparently too good. And boy, did they prove those people right. He was inside the showdown. He got inside the showdown on points. He didn't need to get a wild card. And
wasn't he even inside the top 5 in the championship at one point, Joe?
Probably was.
Trying to remember at one point. I'm sure he was.
Oh yeah, he was.
You might be overestimating my power of memory there a little bit, Alex.
Oh.
I'm sure he was very close.
He was up
at
there.
one point. He was really, really high. And
I think he was third.
Server's been advanced as well. Just in case anyone is worrying, the grid was all wrong, so they've aborted the start. So we're just waiting. We're just having a little feel just while they get a new server up and running, and then we'll go again for a little short break and get reconnected for the final race of the season.
Yep.
Right,
Right,
and now he's become our most improved driver of the season.
Yeah, and I think well deserved as well. A man who was in the AM category last season, he did a good job there. He nearly won the title. It wasn't to be, of course, but this season he's gone from strength to strength, and he's a regular contender now, Alex, in the top 10. Which, I think even he'll admit he was absolutely nowhere near that last year.
No, I think you're right. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next year. Of course, brought him on as a full-time Apex Racing UK driver in this series as well. So seen a lot of potential in Richard, and always out there, always scoring points. Very, very fair driver as well. So I like what I see on track, and that's why I offered him that drive.
All right, yeah, exciting to see him back next year, Adam. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna looking back at the calendar. I was just gonna reminisce a bit. Well, we started off the season at Phillip Island there, where I think we made some pretty strange noises. I think Lee Thompson's our editor's got a whole load saved from that opening race of the season, and of course the first 4 race BSR Pro Series.
Well, yeah, we do of course have some honourable mentions for the most improved driver as well. Just quickly before we forget, they are Matt Bunn, the YAM champion. They are Scott Malcolm and Paul Smith as well. So well done to those guys for really just a great sustained effort, Adam.
Yeah, well done to those as well, and of course Matt Bunn taking the Pro-Am title as well. Loads of suggestions thrown in for most improved driver throughout the season as well. Yeah. Started out Phillip Island then, and then looking at the calendar, one stands out: the Nordschleife Special, where we had a timing glitch in the first race. We had, I think, the top 3 all go off in the final corner in race 4 in their battle for the win. I think it was Savidovic that came out on top there. Michael Schellbach definitely showing his capability around that circuit. In the 3 2-lap races we had there, we had, of course,
It was a cracking finish. That I remember. It was remember Savidovic was involved, Schellbach was involved, a couple of others. Yeah, it was great. Just getting word that the new session is up.
Is it?
So just a little look.
Yes, it is.
That. But that means that we're not going to be too far away from the start of the race. Maybe about 5 minutes or so. 10 minutes maybe. Alex, what are your favourite moments of the season, mate? 'Cause I know you love doing the cameras, and I know you do love this series as a bit of relief from your main work in the World Championship.
Yeah, I think it's hard to pick out, a favourite moment, actually. There's just been so many different things that have gone on, so many great overtakes. I really enjoy watching the oval races in this series. I know the drivers don't necessarily enjoy those races, but they're always so close, and I just love the fact that the oval racing looks better in a Kia than it does in a NASCAR. Some people will kill me for saying that, but the racing's so good. They're 2, 3 wide, 4, 5, 6 deep, and things like that. And they could just stay there, and the different lines can all work and everything. So I'm looking forward to some more oval races next season.
We had Rael Fowler, of course, in the Sim Racer team. He took a victory at Twin Ring Motegi back on the 5th of May. We had teammates accidentally take each other out. at Barber. And of course, we had Andrew Woodhouse in Montreal. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to replicate his success from season 7. Well, less about that, the better.
No.
I need to get loading into the other server, guys. Sorry to
We
cut us
are,
short,
yes.
but I
No,
need
we
to go
are.
Trip
through a
down
little,
memory lane.
little advert break for that one.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then. Is we're going to have a little break, but we're going to be back in just a couple of minutes' time when we will this time have the final round of the season. So don't go anywhere here on Apex Racing TV. And welcome back to Daytona for the 5th time tonight, of course. In the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, we had an aborted start for race 4. and that should be all fixed and ready to go. We will let you know, obviously, in a couple of minutes whether that's all ready to go. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Joran Kaiser, and Alex Simpson. So we just got a few stats for you just before the race goes green. We have had 31 drivers won a race out of 77 that competed, and 44 out of those 77 managed to get a podium finish, which was brilliant, really, considering everything. Wojciech Swidovic had the most wins with 23. Sadly, Adam, we were not one of those drivers who got the 31 wins.
No. Rather a depressing stat there. But maybe next season we could get in there and get a win. You never know.
You never know. Maybe Alex will get us a win.
Yep. Okay.
Just maybe. Although your own got a win, so that counts.
Well, I didn't in the
It was the
main
winter
season.
series.
Oh, was it? Was that long ago?
Yeah, it was that long ago. I did get a podium in the main series.
So you took
proud
another
of
one.
that.
Oh well.
I see Paul Smith's in the chat. Has he won one this season? Let's drag him up. No. We're not doing well
I
at all.
don't think
are
he
we?
has won one this season. No, so we're basically all terrible. But never mind. Oh, no,
We're not
well, at
really
least-
qualified, oh.
No, we're not. Really.
2 Club Series wins though for you and me.
Yes.
And a BSRTC win if we include Season 7.
Well,
In
yeah,
fact, we've got a few wins if we include Sharon as well.
the real problem, and I will say this to the viewers at home, we do apologise for digressing, but it is the final race of the season, so frankly we've had enough. Is when the number of start line pile-ups you cause outnumbers the number of wins, you know you probably shouldn't race every week, which is definitely me. So, that's why I don't do this all the time. I'm much better talking about it, although that's arguable as well, than I am in the car. So, yeah. Alex, just save us from the madness for a few minutes. Just what do you think is going to happen in this race? Could be anything, couldn't it?
Oh, nothing's on the line. Well, I suppose there's still the team championship on the line at this point. So, the drivers have got that to think about. So obviously the Sim Racer and Race Hub with CQR guys are going to be focused, as well as the boosted and engine oil direct. So, but yeah, those that aren't, it's a free for all, I think. So, yeah, it could be interesting.
It's a free for all, Alex Simpson 2016. So there we go. That's now gospel, Adam. It's going to be a free for all.
Well, doing proud, lads.
Yes. I
And-
dragged him out of the commentary box and into the Kia actually, but I
Yeah.
don't think we couldn't do that, unfortunately.
in the
No one
future.
to be doing your cameras.
No, there'll be no cameras at all. Oh well.
Liam
Although
Atkins-
your on-board footage could be quite fun. Liam Atkins is actually on pole position, Adam. Yes.
Yes,
sorry.
he is, yeah.
Yes.
Rob Graham starting in second. We've got the grid finally sorted. 20 seconds before the formation lap gets underway. Andrew Whitehead in third, Dan Blake fourth, Jamie Rushworth in fifth, John Roberts in sixth, seventh George Simmons, eighth is Ben Hackerson, ninth Craig Evans, Diogo Maurer in 10th, Ash Sutton in 11th. He's won from further back. 14th, I think he did at Barbara back in April. So he has won from further down in 11th. 12th Andreas Katz, 13th Matt Bunn, 14th Richard Gore, 15th Ross Balfour, 16th Michael Hall, 17th Jamie Fluke in his final BSRTC race full time, Pete Harrod in 18th, Stelian Chapelewski 19th, and Dan Kraft in 20th, who looks like he's going to get third in the championship unless a nightmare for David Baker. 21st for David Baker, second in the championship for him. Savidovic, our champion, starts 22nd. For Verke, 23rd. Simon Field, 24th. Lee Berridge, 25th. Scott Malcolm for 26th. 27th, Kip Stevens. 28th, Andy Shield. 29th, Max Wright. 30th, Michael Blake. 31st, Nick McCarron. 32nd, Stuart Atkinson. 33rd, Paul Smith. 34th, Alex Walensky. And starting at the back of the grid for round 135, it is Michael Shellback.
Michael Shellback at the back then for the final round of the season. Liam Atkins then. Let's see what he can do alongside Robert Graham. Drew Whitehead and Dan Blake behind them. So it's a mixture of engine oil direct, CQR Academy, Automech, boosted motorsports. With Race Up with CQR behind in the form of Jamie Rushworth. What could it could be fantastic if he could win his final race, at least as a full-time driver in this series. So, for the last time in 2016, the green flag flies and Liam Atkins leads us round. He gets a really good start from Robert Graham. and then they're 3 wide behind.
Look at Rushworth go. We're up to third already.
Good confidence from Jamie Rushworth, their former champion. Coming through, is everyone else making it? It looks like they are. Well done, everybody, so far. Are we all right at the back? We are, so excellent work.
Oh, off his Whitehead.
Oh, he is.
Soon.
He's well off as well.
I think he might have had a little bit of help there, but let's have a look. Mr. Whitehead got a tap off that was interesting. I thought he was about to get hit by Sutton, but no, he has a little bit of contact with the rear of Simmons and it sends him off.
Lost a bit, didn't he, unfortunately? And Roy Viverke is the safest driver in the series as well.
I presume due to Whitehead's contact, I think.
He'll definitely take that now.
There's a wreck in the second horseshoe. I think that's Hackerson in the race-up car.
Crash, yeah, and it's Simmons.
It must be Roberts. Is it Roberts? No, it's not Roberts.
It was Sutton. It was 2 engine all direct cars, and Sutton.
It was Simmons.
It was Simmons in number 34. So I presume that must be Dan Blake.
Oh, it was Dan Blake, right? Yeah, Dan Blake, Sutton, and Sutton went over into the fence. Oh dear.
And while that was going on, Jamie Rushworth takes the lead, so he's already gained 4 positions. More problems. Balfour and Fluke are tumbling down the order. Fluke slow down, so that's what happened to him. What happened to Mr. Balfour?
Exactly the same.
Slow down as well.
The 2 Northern Irishmen there. No love for the countrymen on that occasion.
Oh, blooming heck. 27. That was Rob Graham, nearly out of control in the battle for second.
Oh, he's gone through on Atkins though, has he?
He has.
He has.
But he's got it back. Atkins was trying to take it away.
And here comes Atkins.
Oh my word. There's a battle going on here.
About it.
Kraft, Byrne, 2 Alfa Latek cars, Kraft up the inside. Savidovic also involved. This is something we're expecting to see here in the final race of the season.
Alex, these are pretty much all the showdown contenders in one big lump.
That's it, yeah. massive gaggle. Just the front 3 are running away already, but yeah, behind it, it's just this is going to be interesting.
They're headed by Matt Bunn and Michael Hall and Melrose and Hackerson. Tell you what, there's all sorts going on here. Simon Field started from the pit lane, so it's going to be a very, very lonely race for him. On his own, unfortunately. Jamie Rushworth leads, but it's Robert Graham coming for the lead now.
Rob Graham, you could almost say heading themselves into the chicane.
You could.
And you could say they're working themselves down into the chicane.
You could also say that. As Robert Graham, who won last week, did he? Or the week before? I lose track of it, but I'm sure Otto might definitely won a race. I'm pretty sure it was Robert Graham.
But he tried to get past Rushworth there, and the Season 4 champion who won race 4 at Spa last season, just beating Michael Shelvack, if my memory serves me correctly, on the way to the line. Was under threat there for a brief moment. Atkins is going to try and get past Graham, though. He's got the slipstream as we come across the line.
Yeah, Atkins has got the overspeed. If you can use a bit of the side draft to help him. Can Graham get past Rushworth? Is he going to be late on the brakes? He's going to go down the inside of Rushworth. Can he get it stopped? Is he under control? He is. Rushworth on the outside. And just about, I think, yes, maintains the lead. So good work there from Jamie Rushworth.
And off is Atkins.
I look away for 1 second. What happened to Atkins?
He just missed his braking point.
He's just gone straight on. Problem with those corners, Alex, those hairpins with just grass on the outside is you just can't get back on once you've gone off.
No, the corner seems to go on forever. You're just like, come on.
And he's been passed now by Michael Hall, I think.
Yeah, down to 8th place. So the Policies are losing 7 positions. This leaves Graham and Rushworth to fight on their own at the front. Roberts is leading the best of the rest. Then it's Melrose, Hackerson, Evans, Hall. Then it's Atkins, and then his teammate Matt Bunn.
Simmons is out, as well as Sutton. McCarran going through on Atkinson for 31st. A good move there.
Just looking back from John Roberts as well, as Melrose has a look around the outside of him. So just just going to jump up actually, as we don't often go up in the blimp, but there's a huge pack.
Oh, it's Hall.
It's Hall. He's collided with Evans.
He has. And has he lost much? Well, the answer is he lost one place to Liam Atkins, and he may lose out to his stablemate Matt Bunn. But here comes Daniel Kraft, as he did at the final of race 3, trying to make it 3 wide.
The CQR Academy cars, they do love to make it 3 wide, don't they? But here comes number 2, Andreas Katz. Savidovic is also in the mix as well.
Oh, this is a crazy battle. We'll just stay with this in for just a minute.
Their own movement in the Pro-Am teams.
Yeah, with George Simmons finding his way to the pit, it's going to be really close between Engine All Direct and CQR. There was only 130 points separating them into this. With Liam Atkins and Matt Bunn so far front, they might get it.
Davidovic, he's just hit Daniel Kraft.
Yeah, Kraft had a little spin, but recovers it okay.
And then Savidovic
dropped him down to what, 17th?
Yeah, so not going perfectly for Daniel Kraft tonight. It's not been a bad meeting. Oh, off goes, who's that? On the inside, he's took out, that was
Delbach, who started in last, got taken out by Michael Blake, who thought he was taking a different layout. He went off and couldn't rescue the car.
Nothing he could do. He's hard on the brakes. Bang!
Something similar to what your teammate, I think, did to you at Virginia International Raceway last week, Mr. Woodhouse.
Yes, he was a naughty boy, wasn't he? I tell you, he's only just recovered from probation as well, Mr. Warburton. But I'm not going to protest him because I'm nice like that. So, next time though.
Speaking of which, we have got
I tell you what, he just got himself all out of shape. I've gone back and looked at the replay, and he lost it completely, rear end and everything. That's why it all happened. So didn't look like he was taking the wrong course. It's just he was trying desperately to hold onto the car. So yeah, Michael Blake there gets it all wrong, but and poor Shellback gets collected with it.
Well, I wouldn't blame him for trying to take the wrong course. I mean, it is a shorter route. As here comes Cheppy.
You also got Bunn and Katz having a good battle as well, going into turn 1.
Oh, sorry, that is the battle I was looking at. I got the wrong Alphalatech car. Yeah, it was Andreas Katz and Chepelevsky both got past Matt Bunn. Bunn's trying to fight back into the hairpin. I think he's got to slow down Bunn. As Harrod's got, Baker's gone through, and Harrod's trying to go through as well.
Same time, Hackerson and Melrose continue to squabble over the final spot on the podium on lap 5 of 9.
Yeah, the lead is half a second for Jamie Rushforth, but yeah, Hackerson and Melrose just ahead of Roberts, and then Evans, and then Hall and Evans. Then they've had it coming together so far. Might happen again. You never know.
Davidovic and Kraft are going at it again. They were hitting each other a few corners ago on the last lap.
Now they're side by side, are they?
Yeah, they are. Just heading through NASCAR turn 2 onto the back straight.
Davidovic with the high line that he likes. He's going to try and use the gravity of the hill to bring him down. Also the side draft and also the main draft from the car in front. But he can't pull alongside even Davidovic into the bus stop. Tiny bit surprising there, Adam, but yeah, Davidovic, I wonder if he's got a bit of damage on that car.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. He's created a few incidents tonight as the champion. The front end of the car looking a little bit damaged there, a little bit worse for wear. Might be affecting the slipstream a bit.
Season 6 champion, and now the 2016
battle for P3, guys.
Champion.
P4 as it actually is. Hackerson and John Roberts side by side, teammates. So I would expect them to give each other a bit of room. Hackerson just behind Melrose now.
So that's actually stayed the same, hasn't it? Hackerson was in front of Roberts just, and yeah, he's still there. He's got the Automet car behind of Evans and Michael Hall. So there's a lot of these little gaggles forming up. We had to get Gaggle in one more time before the end of the season. Pole sitter Liam Atkins down to 8th, so he had some issues at the hairpin, of course. Berridge and Fluke crashed on the last lap. Both continue. Berridge is now at the back.
Yeah, obviously major implications into potential championship as well. So
Oh,
CQR
Berridge is
could
off as well
jump
now.
up
Berridge
into
is
second
round.
place.
Berridge is round, Alex. He lost it into the first corner.
Or even more, and that car looks even more worse for wear now. So yeah, that could affect who's going to come second in the AM Team Championship.
He's
All
had a
good for Boosted, of course. They've got a couple of cars right up there, so it looked like good points for them incoming.
Having a spin though, Michael Blake. So not Michael Blake, sorry. Lee Berridge.
Savidovic and Kraft are so close there. Oh, and Stevens is all out of he's going out of Daytona, I think. He's going to take a slowdown.
That's going to be a huge slowdown as well. I would expect him to lose 4 places there. Just on board with him, as they all come flying through the inside.
Alex, if he's lucky, he may be able to just get to the back of this group and stay there. Yeah, he's back up to speed now, Kip Stevens.
Katz and Atkins as well. They're having a good little battle here. Katz around the outside. He's got his teammate behind him, actually sort of giving him a shove, trying to help him around there. Definitely like NASCAR bump drafting.
I'm not sure I'd recommend it into that braking area though, Alex. That's a hard braking area at the best of times, isn't it?
I think actually Katz lost a place there, although he's going to get Atkins here as well. But yeah, it looks like
David.
Like Cash lost to. Sorry, it was Chipalewski. Sorry, that
Baker.
lost to Baker.
Hackerson and Melrose going at it. Melrose has got the 3rd position, so Hackerson, who was holding on to that position for the time being, has now lost it. And he's down to 4th place and may be under pressure from his teammate John Roberts in the future. Chapalewski and Atkins, and that battle continues.
Jamie Rush was trying to stretch his legs, Alex, as well.
I was about to say, who wants to see Rob Graham win this one as well? You know, legitimately, he's been chasing Rushworth all race long. I know the slipstream's helping him here, but yeah, come on, Rob. Let's just let's get close.
I must admit
that we can do it. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
It would be fantastic, but I would love Jamie Rushworth to win his last race as a full-time driver as well. So
true.
A little bit torn here. Rushworth's a great ambassador for the series, always has been, and I'm sure he'll continue to be, as well as Hackerson and Melrose still knocking spots off each other into the bus stop. That was almost a Sutton and Katz situation from last season.
Yeah, last thing that Boosted want right now, of course, with the you know, they're looking good right now, but get a DNF from Hackerson, and yeah, it's not so straightforward.
Atkins losing some positions. He's had a poor exit out the bus stop chicane. That's Savidovic and Gore through.
Should go. Whitehead's trying to attack Smolensky here.
Oh, Melrose and Hackerson, dear me. They close up under braking. He's going to try around the outside now to try and hold on to this place here. Penultimate lap of the race.
Here comes Hall. Off goes John Roberts. Michael Hall, is he going to be late on the brakes? Is he going to go through? He goes through on Roberts. Can't get Craig McLaren Evans though. Oh, and Roberts just tapping the back of the race up with CQR car.
Hackerson going to try and get back up the inside. Now we're going to swoop around the outside, and he's now in that 3rd place.
All closing up here. Oh, contact between Hall and Evans. Oh, he pushes Evans.
Oh, no.
Oh, Roberts hits him.
And went up in the air momentarily. He's back on all 4s, and here comes Chepalewski, or is it Katz with nowhere to go? It's Chepalewski.
I'm not sure that's going to sit very well with the Scotsman, but he has to catch back up to him now.
Katz trying to get past Hall. He'll surely get that done around the outside. I don't know how much damage Hall's car's picked up there. Probably a lot.
Oh, it's very close to Hall. Great driving from these two. They're just inches apart, Alex. It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what we were going to get in this final race, but yeah, it's been a good one. And as I was pointing out, we've seen some weird helmet shenanigans going on in the mirror tonight. Don't know what that is. Nice little iRacing graphics glitch there.
At least we haven't had a... Oh, dear me, what's going on?
What's happened with Matt Bunn? I think he's out of the race.
Oh, no. So
that's always serving a slowdown.
That's CQR Academy, and
that's a problem for them.
Pro-Am Teams Championship will change again. Katz versus Hall versus David Baker. He's going to possibly make it 3 wide here. Across the line.
He's collided with Wojciech Savidovic, would you believe? Matt Bunn.
The two champions.
Davidovic hits Bunn. and the two champions colliding. Unbelievable.
Come on, Baker, 2 more places and you get 6th place as well. Let's end the season as it should be.
That's it, in the rightful place. Final lap then for Jamie Rushworth and for Robert Graham. I think we should focus on the battle for the lead here.
3/10 of a second between them. Make that 2 as they were going through that corner.
Oh, we had England versus Scotland at the weekend. England came out on top there. Will it be England? Will it be Scotland this time? Will it be Race with CQR? Will it be Automec? And if Automec can take their second win in as many almost in as many weeks, it's going to be great for them. Onto the back straight, Adam, for the last time.
Yeah, much
I don't think it's
slipstream
close
is.
enough.
It's 6/10 of a second. So we'll see how close he's able to get. But yeah, Rushworth got a good run onto the banking there.
Yeah, he did, and you've got to feel that Graham's just going to have to absolutely banzai this final bus stop chicane. Focus on a good exit. He did. Rushworth, not the best one I've seen from him, but
Good
surely
enough.
now it's going to be enough.
Baker's just got past Chapelevsky. Just quick change of position there. It's going to be a photo finish probably for 3rd between Hackerson and Melrose. But yeah, Jimmy Rushworth and Graham look like they're going to come through and take 1st and 2nd.
2016 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship comes to an end, and the full-time career of Jamie Rushworth comes to an end as well, and it comes to an end with victory.
And it's come to an end in a huge fashion, dramatic fashion for Ben Hackerson. He's had a huge incident. He's almost went into the fans.
After the line,
No, before the line.
But after the line as well. Oh, Hackerson into the wall. Melrose hitting him.
He hasn't crossed the line yet, Andrew.
Has he not?
No, he's just coming across the line now. He gets quarter panelled.
27th.
We wouldn't be Alex Simpson without a good old quarter panel to end the season. And Diogo Melrose does it for Alex in. He sends him a good 100 metres or so.
That was a spectacular quarter panel, that, Alex. That must be up there. Just like Hackerson was. He was up there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Get a little bit of that. We can hear the fireworks in the background as the championship comes to an end as well, fitting. But Rushworth, what a great season for him, you know, or should we say, great career as full time in this as well. So there we go. There's the fireworks in the background.
Yeah,
Good to see them.
And you know, we have a bit of a laugh and a joke here. Of course, we do. It's a long season. We have to be fair, to keep ourselves sane. But in all seriousness, you know, thank you, Jamie Rushworth, and thank you to all the drivers this season, because we've enjoyed absolutely every single moment of this season, and you know, it wouldn't be what it is without them, without everybody watching, you know, and that's makes us happy, and it makes everybody else happy as well, I hope. So Adam, if you could take us through the final results for the final time this season, my friend.
Right, so Jamie Rushworth takes the win. Rob Graham takes 2nd, half a second between them in the end. 8 seconds further back, it was Michael Hall who took 3rd in the end. Well, on earth did Diogo Melrose get? He must have got disqualified or something.
He was 26th.
26th, so he must have been involved in something. I'll have to look back on that on the replay.
Yeah, let's have a look at that, actually.
He was on his...
Melrose with Hackerson.
He was on his...
Yeah, but did he...
He took himself out of the race as well, Andrew, while Hackerson was... Yeah.
No, they come together. I just watched it on replay. That's what caused it all. So
I was too busy focusing on Hackerson.
But Melrose spun... Melrose rolled down to the inside of the track and
got going.
Much semi-blew his engine, so he got going again just very, very slowly, and he did do it. Hackerson got to the finish. He beat Hackerson to the finish. Hackerson did a J-turn.
That's all that counts.
and Hackerson went through the pit lane to try and beat Melrose, and still couldn't do it. So there we go.
Well, 4th was Andreas Katz, 5th Craig Evans, 6th David Baker. He got it in the end after those two took each other out. Steli Chapelevsky, 7th, 8th John Roberts, 9th Pete Harrod, and 10th Dan Kraft. Richard Gore took 11th place in the end. Liam Atkins, the pole sitter, finished in 12th. Wojciech Speedyrich, the champion, takes 13th. 14th for Verke, 15th Kip Stevens, 16th Alex Malensky, 17th for Andrew Whitehead, 18th Jamie Fluke, 19th Andy Scheel, and 20th Stuart Atkinson. Matt Bunn 21st, 22nd Nick McCarron, Dan Blake 23rd, 24th for Paul Smith, 25th Max Wright, 26th Diogo Melro, 27th, as we were saying there, Ben Hackerson, Scott Malcolm 28th, Michael Shellback 29th, Michael Blake 30th, so those two finished together as well. Ross Balfour finishing in 31st, Lee Berridge 2 laps down, Simon Field, I don't think he finished on the lead lap at all tonight, so he finished 7 laps down, Ash Sutton 8 laps down as well, so not a good evening for him. And George Simmons rounding off the final round of the BSRTC, finishing in 35th place, 8 laps down.
Wow. So thank you very much, Adam. And standing by, we have Jeroen Kaiser with the updated standings, the final standings.
Yeah, so starting off with the Pro-Am Team Championship, and I'm saying this a little bit broken-hearted as I've raced with Engine All Direct for a long time, but they missed out on second to CQR by 7 points in the end, which means that CQR will take home money for the second place, and Boosted will seal the championship right there. In the Pro teams, it's race up for CQR. That, I think we can only call that a dominant win. They've been up front the whole showdown and most of the regular season, so a brilliant drive there.
Yeah, and I think, Alex, I know you said at the very, very beginning of the season that race over CQR were going to be very difficult to beat, but it took them a long time to find their feet. But when they did, they just showed such power, both with their main team and with the academy team as well, backing them up.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, it took them a little while just to work it all out, see what was going on there, and Alpha Alatech give them a great run. And it was good to see Apex up there as well, doing it through the regular season, and then Sim Racers really come strong in the last part. I think Sim Racers through the early part of the season obviously had a lot of guest drivers as well, which kind of like compromised them a little bit, but once they'd sort of found their feet with the drivers that were going to do the showdown, they've put in a really good effort here as well. And so, you know, a worthy 1, 2, 3, if I'm honest, as far as the team championship goes. All teams have been very strong and had a lot of really good success and some strong results. So yeah, a good team championship all round.
Yeah, definitely, and give a shout out to Boosted Motorsport for taking home the Pro-Am Teams Championship. And I tell you what, we've got their team principal who's going to join us in a moment now. So joining us in the commentary box is team principal of Boosted Motorsport and man who finished 4th in the Pro-Am standings, Mr. Andrew Whitehead.
4th, eh? Who'd have thought?
Hey, good season for you though, mate. And for the team, you must be really happy.
Yeah, we're chuffed to bits. You know, we're not a team of superstars. You know, we're not right down at the bottom, but you know, we're sort of mid packers. So it's really quite a privilege to be up here and the team title. Well,
I mean, look, we've had these conversations before in private and in public, but it's not always the easiest. It's not always been the easiest ride for yourselves in this series, and just really for us all. We all have our ups and downs in this, but surely after all the everything that's gone on really over the last couple of years, I think you must be even happier that you guys have really banded together and done a cracking job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we liked the format last year. We ran as the OD last year. Wodge with us. Came second in of course, we lost Wodge for this season. Got Mr. Hackerson, who's fairly quick. Stuart came in to join us, new driver. John and I with it. So it's really nice to see that the consistency that we show does sort of pay dividends. I was a bit lucky to get into the individual showdown, if I'm honest. Wild card, but really enjoyed that and very pleased to have clawed back and sort of picked my way to 4th. Obviously a podium would have been nice, but hey, I'm chuffed to bits with 4th, to be honest.
Adam, have you got anything for Andrew?
I've seen a great season. Can you pick out a highlight at all?
Oh, there's too many. I was actually, as we were getting ready to set off tonight, I was thinking about. I was trying to remember all the dramas and the bad stuff and what went wrong. And do you know what? I couldn't. I know there's been stuff, but I can't remember any of it. But I can remember some fantastic racing, and I think that's brilliant. Because we have had dramas along the way. We have had some challenges. We started off trying to manage with a sort of 3-team entry, all working together, and of course one of the teams disbanded. We had to shuffle some bits around. But no, it's been a fantastic season. I mean, thanks to everybody for putting it together. Thanks to everybody for racing. Congratulations, obviously, to Hodge. Sterling effort by the pair of them. But yeah, absolutely chuffed to take the team title. Brilliant, love it.
Well, it's always been an entertaining part of our coverage. We tried to do some of the Ted puns and things like that.
Yeah,
and it's always quite.
We got one done today. If you weren't listening,
It's always quite fun. But thanks for providing a lot of entertainment. Your liveries are very striking, so we can always see you come in. And hopefully we'll see. Is the plan to enter again next season?
I do hope so, and I do hope that we're going to keep the same lineup. I don't want to enter a team of superstars. I like the way we gel together and we just stay consistent. It's excellent. We are related.
Hey.
Well, I tell you what, mate. Well, the thing is, the bad news for you on that is you're the team principal, so you're going to have to get the checkbook out.
I'm working on that bit. Watch this space.
All right,
Paul,
mate.
I hope you're listening.
Thank you very much for joining us, mate. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Andrew Whitehead there, and standing by with our champion Wojciech Savidovic is our very own Adam Bath.
Wojciech Savidovic, 2-time BSR TC champion, must be delighted with that.
Oh, I'm very happy. It's just such a relief after coming quite a bit stressed even before the last week, and yeah, it's very nice feeling. Thank you.
Did you do a different tactic this season? Because we saw towards the end of the regular season you just making sure you got the points on the board. Was we slightly more conservative this season?
Yeah, definitely. Towards the end of the regular season, I had to clear all my outstanding points for penalties on the license, so I wanted to go into the showdown with the clean license. That's the most important, because if you starting to serve any penalties, it's just then you're trying to catch up and doing more stupid things. So once that was in clear, that was definitely much easier into the showdown.
We were just talking to Andrew Whitehead about it. What was your highlight of the season? Probably apart from this race meeting, of course.
It's really hard to remember. There were so many great races. Definitely loads of very heavy battles with Ash whenever he was showing up, and we both were up front. That was always very, very hard. It's still, whenever I'm around him, I'm still a bit like a child. Don't know how to get around, and it's so easy to get passed by Ash. So still loads to learn, but whenever Ash is not around, I tend to do very well.
You had a great battle with David Baker in race 1 as well. That came right down to the end of the race.
Yes, I practice a bit how to do the last lap, and the trick is that the following driver starts to hit the limiter for the last gear, and that's how he's not able to pass. Simple as that.
There we go. Many of the drivers will try that next season. Before we let you go, next season, big plans. You're over to rejoin Mr. Alex Simpson here at Apex.
That's right, yeah. Alex bring up quite a big team for the next season, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. A bit of a change, obviously, but all my teammates from Sim Racer, they were fine with that. We spoke about it as well, and yeah, I'm looking forward for the next season.
Well, we're all eager to see how it gets on. Well done. 2-time champion in the BSR TC. It's been a long and hard season. 23 wins along the way as well. Thanks for talking to us, and yeah, well done on the championship.
Cheers, my pleasure, and see you around.
Right, what we've done is quickly brought in our amateur champion as well. I think we're going to bring up all the Race Hub CQR guys in one go as
At
well.
some point.
So yeah, so Mr. Matt Bunn, welcome
Hello.
to the comms box, and congratulations, man. Am champion. Been a hard, long season, but you come through so strong at the end, and actually looked unbeatable in the last few rounds.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure to be a part of the series, all the admins, and do a really great job of organising it all. But yeah, I had a pretty poor start to the beginning of the season, and yeah, I mean, being part of CQR and getting the advice from all of them guys really helped a lot in sort of making me think more about the long game. I think that's the main thing. As you say, it's such a long season. You've got to think about the long game and just staying out of trouble, scoring points each week. And I think closer to the sort of middle part of the season, I sort of started thinking more about that, getting involved in less incidents, and yeah, obviously some luck as well in the showdown with some reverse grids and things. And obviously Paul had some bad luck, which played in my way. So yeah, it turned out really good.
What do you
enjoyed it.
What do you put down the sudden change in form to? I mean, we were obviously talking a little bit earlier on today. You know, we were saying that perhaps the other series that you compete in as well, that was helping out. You know, the continuous pressure there that you were getting from, say, like Melrose, a bit of extra racecraft. Is it just like suddenly becoming one with the car? I mean, can you explain it to us?
Yeah, I think it's generally just turning the laps. As you say, I'm part of the club series and just week in, week out racing. I mean, 2 nights a week and a few practice nights. Just putting in the laps really, and anyone improves. I mean, if you were to look at me at the beginning of the year, you know, I weren't that quick, and as I say, got involved in a lot of incidents, but being around quick drivers as well really helps with being part of doing the races. And I think the Pro Series is the main thing that has made me improve, because racing alongside fast drivers makes you sort of want to compete at a higher level, sort of thing. And yeah, just putting the effort in, really putting the practice in, and as with anything really, you end up getting better. And I sort of just got a feel more for the Kia and how to race, and knowing as well the drivers that you are racing against, who to sort of give a little bit more room than others.
Sure.
I think a lot of the guys in the series have got their little lists that they have.
Well, you know about giving people room, because you have to race with me every Sunday night, mate.
Yeah.
This tends to happen. But no, well done. I've got to say well done, because again, I know it's not always been. It's been for a lot of people. It's not always been the smoothest ride through the season, but mate, you deserve it. So enjoy it. And you know, I don't know if Alex, did you have anything else for Matt just there? Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in.
Just one thing. I know that Matt's biggest fan is Paul Smith, and he's in the chat giving him some stick right now. So how does it feel to put one over your teammate as well? You know, he's had all the same tools as you, all the same help and preparation, but at the end of the day, you still stuffed him.
No, it's good that it was him that I was battling out with. Paul's a quick driver, and I think it would have been a lot closer had he have had a little bit better luck. He's been very unlucky with the showdown. I think if he had a little bit better luck, it would have been a completely different story.
Hold on a minute.
No, it was good.
Right then, Paul. There we go. This is the TeamSpeak equivalent of having to say it to somebody's face, isn't it?
I'll say it to his face as well. He knows that.
No, chaps, it's quite good that we've got you in together anyway, because I know Paul, obviously both of you part of the CQR team, but it's been really good watching you guys battling it out for the last few weeks. I mean, it's been very close.
I tried my best earlier on the season down at Donington Park, taking him out down at the old hairpin. So I thought I'd try and start
I
it early. But you know, to be fair, the whole CQR setup, you know, with thanks to Race Hub, you know, for supporting both teams, really been a good atmosphere here, and you know, we can all, you know, have a crack and a joke if. You know, if we get on, you know, or if somebody's getting a bit sort of wound up, you know, we just put fun at them. You know, that always helps the mood.
Would you say though that's been a big factor in lifting your team's performance as a whole? Because not only have had yourselves Pete Harrod showed some good stuff at some points in the season. Liam Atkins was up there. I think did he win a race at some point?
Yeah.
Liam, and so
Liam Liam won a race. Pete Harrod's got some fantastic results. He's come in, he pretty much came in at the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife race, as like a one-off, and he's really done a job for us. So all credit to Pete. But Liam, he did a fantastic job for us as well. All through the season, he's had to miss some meetings, but as a team, we win together, we lose together, and I think we've shown how great teamwork. We all work together, and in the end up, as long as CQR ended up at the top, then that's the main thing.
I think that's one thing that I sort of forgot to mention as well. Obviously, the teamwork and the fact that everyone works so closely and everyone we've got involved in the team are really good at working in the team. So yeah, that helped me a lot as well this season. So I'd like to thank all the guys in the team, both CQR and CQR Academy.
And let's not forget also Magic Sakovic did one meeting, so thanks to him as well.
Now, I'm going to give you, Paul, as usual, the opportunity to plug the club series, so go ahead.
Yeah, 8:30 Sunday evening on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. It is the club series, this time from Spa-Francorchamps. We're going to have a night race as part of the second race, so that's going to be a fantastic event. It's hardly lit around there, so it's going to be a bit of a job for me and Adam to actually pick out what's going on there. So yeah, 8:30 on Sunday evening on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. It's the club series.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much, chaps. I think we'll try not to get all the CQR team in one go, but thanks for joining us as usual. And yeah, Paul, we'll see you on Sunday, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Right, up next we've got Dan Craft as well. Just thought I'd bring you in before we bring the rest of the CQR guys up. Dan, good season for you. Come home with 3rd place. Happy with that?
Yes, I think so. I hit a little bit of bad luck during the showdown, which was a little bit unfortunate, but that's racing. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. From where I was at the very beginning of the season, where I was like 25th after round 5, to turn it around to finish 3rd overall is a great achievement, and I'm really happy with it.
Just wanted to point out actually that some of Andrew mentioned to me in the race, some of the highlights of the season, and I didn't really sort of say too much at that point. It was hard to pick out some memories, but of some of the overtakes that have gone on this season, yours have been some of the best, to be fair, and against some of the better drivers, that we say are the best on the brakes and things like that, and you've been able to sort of get in amongst them and pass everyone. So definitely strong for next season. Are you coming back?
First of all, thank you. That's a great compliment. There's the potential that I might be coming back next season. Currently in negotiation with a potential team, but nothing's official yet, and it's a long way to go until next season. So you never know what could happen.
Cool. All right, mate. Sorry, we're kind of running a little bit short on time, so I'm gonna just sort of throw it to you and say anyone you want to give a quick shout out to and things like that before we get the final guys in.
Yeah, sure. I would just like to thank our sponsors for the season, FX Collars. They've been a great sponsor, helping out with the fees, and I would also like to thank Friction Racing for letting me join and supporting me throughout the year. I've had great teammates in Colin and Ross, and it's been a fun year driving with them and working with them.
Cool. Thanks, mate. Have fun. Enjoy the champagne, and yeah, we'll see you back for next year.
Thank you. See you.
Cheers, Dan. Right.
Let's bring them.
Let's do it. Can we do a mass gathering? Okay, so we are in the process. There's so many of them. Of being joined by the entire CQR team. So we have, drumroll please, Ashley Sutton, Dave Baker, Jamie Fluke, and Michael Hall. Gentlemen.
Hold up.
Hold on.
Jamie Rushford.
Steady on.
We've done that once before.
I mean, we knew
anyway.
that was your name at one point.
You guys are still taking the mick out of us, I reckon.
Oh dear. You can tell my brain's turned to soft cheese, can't you? After all this racing. Where shall we start? I think we should start with well, the old guy, the guy who's retiring, Jamie Rushwood. Hello, mate.
Bit harsh.
Well, there we go. Never mind. Still not as old as you, mate. Jamie is. It's the end of your full-time career. Is that right? Are you going to be back in any capacity in the future?
Probably be subbing in for Sutton next year on the races he can't make. But yeah, aside from that, I won't be doing any full-time races anymore.
Tell you what, though, what a way to finish the full-time career, mate. Winning the final race, and it went perfectly for you. You started fifth, I believe, was it? And then you were up into third straight away, and then you really made your way through quickly.
Yeah, and then it was just a good battle with Rob Graham for the rest of the race, and it finished on fireworks. So it's a good way of ending it.
Can I just say, look, we couldn't have timed this interview any better. Are you watching what's going on the screen right now? Obviously, it's going to be about 30 seconds delayed, but we need to kick out a sim racer car from it. But yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Formation finish for
nice.
For CQR. Dave, I'll bring yourself in quickly, and we'll come back to you, Jamie, in a little bit. But Dave, yeah, second in the championship. Are you pleased with that? I mean, you must be, at least partly.
Over the moon with that. I think since winning it, I've finished either second or third. I've never come back to the top step, but to finish second against the quality of the field that we have here is an amazing achievement, and I couldn't have done it without the help of the rest of the team and Mark at Race Hub for sponsoring us. So thank you very much for that. It's really appreciated. This one's for them.
Coming into the season, obviously you built this team, and Alex was saying that you're one of the favourites, and it didn't go well at the start, did it? And
that's a bit of an understatement.
You came back through with such power and such consistency that really everyone else had just left trailing. And Dave, I mean, do you think it's always hard to tell from one season to the next? But do you think there's a tangible improvement in your driving due to being in the CQR setup full time now?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've learned so much from all three of the guys racing with them, and the academy guys as well. We've worked really hard this season to make all of us better drivers, and I think that's definitely shown. I picked up more wins, so it can't have been that bad.
Yeah, he did pick up a lot of wins, and another man who's used to picking up quite a lot of wins is Ash Sutton. Ash, I think Daytona's just bad luck for you, mate. I'm starting to think.
Yeah, I might not turn up next season. It might be easier.
Sum up your own season, because obviously you've got other commitments which mean that you can't commit to the full-time schedule. But I think this has been your best season so far from the point of view of you've raced very well, and you've got to the end of a lot more races, it seems, anyway.
Yeah, it's been obviously sim racing is a lot different to what I'm used to, so it's took a while to adapt and learn everyone's capability, shall we say? But this season's been fantastic. Obviously, it's a real shame that we couldn't be here for all the rounds and obviously be in a shout for the showdown, because I'd like to be in that mix. But as you said, we've got other commitments, so unfortunately they come first. But yeah, no, it's been a fantastic season. So hopefully we can. Yeah, hopefully we can come back just as strong, if not stronger, seeing as Apex have now put a team in. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Ash, I've got to just sort of ask you quickly about your 2016, which has been pretty crazy, all things considered, and just sum up what you're feeling about this year that's just gone, and looking forward to next year.
Yeah, obviously it was great for CQR to come in with a bang. Obviously we've got a fully sponsored, funded team, and then to have the academy team was fantastic as well. So for us as CQR, it's been outstanding. We've come into the final round in a possibility of taking all 4 titles. Don't get me wrong, some of them were a long shot, but technically down, if you work the numbers, we were still in for a shout. So yeah, Dave's done an absolute fantastic job. Wadger's obviously proven what he can do, and he deserved the win. And then as a team point of view, we've worked together really well. We've come strong, and I think it's only getting better and better as each round goes on. You can see, I'd like to think that you can see how well we work as a team on the broadcast. We do think 4 races ahead. We don't think in front of our nose. So that's the main thing, and I hope that's showing.
And that's as long as no half-wits hit you up the rear end.
Exactly that. There's a lot of them.
Don't know if that's aimed at me.
Or me.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Mike.
We've had a lot of team running in with each other, so it could be aimed at teammates, that one.
Jamie, just a last word from yourself, really, in that, you know, you've raced in this series for a long time. You've probably, I don't know how many races you've exactly done, well over 300 races. What's this championship meant to you over the last, you know, what is it, 3 years now?
Yeah, 3 years. I mean, it's been great fun the whole time. It's always been chaotic. It's always been a lot of hard work to win. I mean, I came in, won the first time, won my first season, and then it's been downhill since, as far as I was concerned, because of the competition that's come in. And it's just been great to watch the whole series grow from, a small club series essentially to something that's got multiple $1,000 prize fund and has been shown on international TV. It's great.
317 races, I'm being reliably informed that you've done there, Jamie. So, yeah, I mean, look, you've ended on a high. It says P1 on the board, and that's what matters. Alex, do you take it away? Give some questions to these guys.
Yeah, do you know what? I think you've covered everything. Just really want to say, congrats to them on the team championship. Extremely solid performance all season long. Had the issues at the start. Collected yourself and bounced back. That's the mindset of champions. So awesome jobs. Awesome job, and we'll be coming for you next year.
Bring it
Cheers,
on.
Alex. It's we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we can secure it again. But you're going to give us a run for our money.
Well, hopefully we'll put on an awesome show. That's what I'm hoping the best. So the most important thing for me as a team manager is just obviously to put these broadcasts out there is just to keep pushing the series forward and sim racing as an esport. And I think you need to have a lot of strong competition. The races and the events need to go down to the wire. And needs to be great rivalries out there as well. And good inter team banter. And I hope we can pick up on that next season and push it out there a bit more and try and get iRacing a bit more involved if we can. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, you guys have done an absolutely superb job on the broadcast, so thank you for that. And yeah, I reckon we can up it again. Obviously, we've come in and upped it this year with CQR, and having both Apex and CQR battling out next year would be fantastic.
That's it, and I'm sure some other teams will emerge in the meantime. So thanks very much, guys. Ash Sutton, Dave Baker, Jamie Rushworth. Thanks for joining us. CQR are the team champions of 2016.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Just as we're getting everybody in, and you did give them a little shout out as well. I think we'll get Jamie Fluke in and Richard Gore in as well. Obviously, we'll start with Richard Gore because Rich, he got Most Improved Driver of the Year award. Congratulations!
Thank you very much, guys. It was quite unexpected, really, but I'm really happy to have improved so much over the year.
Well, just talk us through your championship as well. I mean, second place last year in the AM category, and it's fair to say mid-pack driver.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And then this season, just boom, all of a sudden it changes. You're right up there, constantly fighting for top tens. What was it that changed? I mean, I know that you obviously did some work with some guys and things like that, and that seemed to really pay off.
Yeah, it did. It seemed to be straight from Phillip Island. The first race of the season was really good and carried on from there. So I think it was just more time in the car and learning off other people. Seb last year and Jamie this year. It all helps quite a lot.
And sorry, go on, Andrew.
I was just going to say, Rich, you're coming back for next year then, with Apex Racing UK, as it will be now. You guys have got a very good chance, haven't you? We've just had the CQR boys up here and got some competition on your hands, but it's going to be fun for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it next year. I think we've got 3 really good drivers coming into the team, so it's going to be a fantastic championship. I'm going to have to work hard to bridge the gap to the other 3, I think.
But I suppose you have, while you have a 4-car team, as well. Anybody can score points anytime, and like I say, if you drive like you did this season, then you've got every chance of being one of the main contenders again. Surely get all 4 cars into the showdown.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think it's definitely possible next season. I think it's definitely achievable for all 4 of us. We're definitely fast enough. So hopefully we can work together and all of us get in there.
Sorry, Alex. Yep.
Yeah, no, actually, thank you, Richard, again for good season representing Apex Racing Academy as it has been. All the for what's it been, 18 months near enough now, and I was happy to be able to offer the full team place that come along with that. The loyalty and the good progression, and just always represent yourself in the best of light. So that's the kind of driver we want. So it was icing on the cake was good season this season, and then to be able to invite you in for next year, it's perfect.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex, and thank you to the Apex team. And it's been really enjoyable driving this year with Jamie and Nick.
And to talk about Jamie, as he's also stepping down. What's going on? The exodus of the Jamies, Mr. Fluke.
Yes.
Well,
as far as I'm aware, and I'm a man who doesn't like to go back my word, but that hopefully was the last race in the Kia for myself.
The last race ever, he's saying. I'm
Famous
sure,
last words, but
I'm sure we'll get you back in for like a 7K race or something like that again in the future.
I need to get the iRating up then.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're allowed in if you're a pro, and you're already there, so
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
But I do believe you've got the GT license, so.
True, that is right. Yeah. I wonder how I managed that.
Yeah. Well, just talk us through your season then, because obviously you had a lot of fun out there, and the guy you came into it, obviously leading, expecting to lead an AM team, for an AM championship, and that of course changed very, very quickly. So, but you guys were leading the whole thing for a while as well.
Yeah, and I will say that's largely due to Richard rather than myself. Richard had a stonking start to the season, which prompted the sort of forceful removal of Richard from the AM Championship into the pro ranks. But it's where he absolutely belongs. I believe he's been incredibly consistent all season. He's picked up his first 2 wins as well this year. So the pace is already there as well. So Richard's been fantastic this year as my right-hand man as such, and Nick as well has been brilliant as well, just playing the safe defender role, essentially, bringing home very consistent results every single week. So it gave me a little bit of free rein to try and push as hard as I could.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have done the whole season, just the 3 of you as well, isn't it? There's not really been...
I will add just one thing. Massive thanks to Jake Blackhall as well for stepping in a couple of weeks here and there. Waking up at 3 a.m. to do some Kia racing is certifiably nuts. So major props to him for helping us out whenever we needed just an extra body there.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point. It was just, it's tough for you guys because you haven't been able to call on the reserves as frequently as some of the others out there have. So, but yeah,
when you
good
did,
point.
they
Congrats to
crashed at the
him.
start line quite a few times.
Yeah. We'll not talk about that.
I'm just pointing out the ineptitude of your reserves. But yeah, Jamie, it's been really good having you in the series, mate. But obviously you've got the Pro Series ongoing. We haven't really had much chance to speak about that. You've had one good result, one bad result. Silverstone this week. What are you aiming for there?
Silverstone, I'm aiming more Interlagos and less Montreal. It's a track I tend to go well at. Montreal isn't one that would favour me, so I'm kind of looking forward to bouncing back this week.
All right. Well, and I hope you do. And just before you go, do you want to shout out to the sponsors and anybody else that you'd like to say hello to?
Yeah, sure. So major thanks as well to JCL, Simputers, Leo Bodner, ProSim, SimSteering, and Elite Driver Services. And as well, just one more person I want to thank. I'd like to thank Graham Carroll as well for giving me a helping hand just whenever I was really struggling for pace. He decided to drag me into a session in Open Park, and we figured out a little thing in the setup just at that point in the season, just whenever I was really struggling for any sort of pace. So thanks to him for just chipping in with a bit of help as well.
Yeah, former race winner in this series, of course. Jamie, thank you very much. We've got to wrap this up before it turns into
Midnight.
Friday morning.
Not a problem.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Yaron, I'm just going to have a quick word with you, mate, just before we finish. How interesting has it been for you to have been part of, you've been part of all the facets of the administration, the driving, and the broadcasting now?
Yeah, it's really fun to spend this night in the broadcast booth. I really had a lot of fun, but I really feel like I would be leaving something out if I didn't thank my teammates from the season for Engine on Direct. First off, Halliburtos, who's our sponsor there, but George, Lee, Jay, Dan, and Max, who stepped in when Jay needed to take care of his newborn children. They've done an absolute outstanding job. We missed out on the prizes by 9 points. And I can see in the team chat they're kicking themselves over it, but they should be so incredibly proud for what they did this season. And they put together an awesome job.
Oh, and you've done an awesome job tonight, mate. So thank you very much for joining us, and you're welcome back in the commentary box anytime.
Thank you.
Alex, mate, just me and you.
Sir.
Yeah, the season started in Phillip Island all the way back in March, and it ends at 20 to midnight on a Thursday night in November. Just sum it up for us if you can.
It's been a fantastic season all round, from start to finish. I mean, there's been, changes to the series with the 4 races to fit in with, TV schedules and things like that. I mean, that's something crazy to have to say. We've changed the platform to work for it, so it works with TV. And, we've seen some absolute fantastic battling out there. We've seen, what has been some drivers coming up and improving massively. Some first-time winners as well. Some team, 1, 2, 3s. There's been a bit of everything this season. We've had some howlers in the comms box. We've had a lot of laughs. Some stressful moments as well with technical glitches going on just before the start of broadcast and all sorts of things. So it's been a great season. Always good to be in the box. Directing the action. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. That's why I do it every week for 2 years now. It's crazy to think that it's been that long that we've been involved in this. It's more than 2 years, isn't it? Really. We've done this for 2 years, and then there was the sort of half a year before that. So, but yeah, more of the same again, please, in 2017. Looking forward to see who's going to come in, who the teams are going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a great championship, I'm sure, and hopefully we can push it even further. Of course, we had a goal this season to obviously try and up the prize pool. I don't think we've ended up hitting that, sadly, but certainly going to be respectable nonetheless, and an improvement over last season. But yeah, hopefully we can push that even further. We've just got to get knuckled down now and get some sponsors in for next season. So if I can just give a shout out to everybody really, and just sort of say, make sure you just help us do that by liking and sharing all the stuff on social media. The sponsors only care about the social media. So for all the drivers that are involved, if you're still watching this now, you don't understand what a like and a share will do. The reach of a post, that's got something to do with the BSR and the view counts and things like that makes such a big difference to us being able to get something, get some backing for the series. So help us help the series really by doing that stuff. And we'll continue to work in the background to see if we can bring new backers to the series and push the series even further, as well as the admin team, because let's not forget them. They do a lot of hard work. It's not easy to run the series in the background. We do our bit with the promotion and that side of things, but it doesn't happen if they don't do their bit.
No, that's it. And yeah, it also doesn't happen if you don't do yours, mate. So thank you very much as usual. And also, Alex, hey, 6 years of Apex Racing TV, eh?
I know, where'd that go? You know, hard to believe. 6 years ago, that it was when we did that first broadcast that took us.
Yep.
How long was that broadcast? Half an hour. It wasn't broadcast. It was pre-recorded, and we recorded everything.
We were pre-recording a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute program.
Highlights, yeah. Took us,
highlights
6
program.
hours?
It took us, 6 hours, and that was mostly because of laughing. But
yeah,
we knew then that this is what we want to do, and this is definitely what we want to do going forward. So, but look,
not forget the stewards that we give a shout out to. You're on our case, sending us messages in TeamSpeak. So
exactly the stewards, because
don't worry, guys. He didn't forget you. We did.
Without them, we wouldn't get chucked to the back every week. So thanks to the stewards for that. But no, they go over all the incidents, all the protests, everything like that. So, yeah, well done. So, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody who's watched us this season and last season. Thank you to iRacing, Motors TV, Jinx TV, for just being, for allowing us to showcase this to the world. And Alex, thank you for obviously doing all that you do as well.
No, thank you guys as well. Adam's had to run off, unfortunately, but wouldn't happen without you guys. Best comms team in the business. I've said it before, and I'll happily sit here and say it again. I enjoy these broadcasts because I love to listen to what you guys do with it as well. So, and obviously I get it all live and can manipulate the cameras to work with what you guys are saying.
I didn't pay him to say that. I'm because and he knows that because I'm completely skint. So thank you very, very much, everybody, for watching. This is all we've got time for on the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. It's all we've got time for tonight, and it's all we've got time for in 2016. Thank you to everybody for watching. We have a new British Sim Racers Touring Car Champion. It's a 2-time champion. It's Wojciech Sividovic. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in 2017. Good night.